Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Nextlander podcast, episode 852, and you have been here the entire time. Folks, what a season, Alex Navarro.
Oh, fuck, I left forward in time again.
Yeah, you did.
Shit.
Yeah.
What do I do? How do I get back?
Did you set up your drip panels for your water this morning? your clean water, and I hope you're charging your pedal bike.
Hang on, I'm trying to think of like how many years in the future would we have to be for 800 episodes? What are we at, 2 something now?
Yeah, it's not that far.
Okay, yeah, I'll still be alive by then. Okay,
yeah.
Roughly 50 episodes a year.
Yeah,
roughly.
Yeah, roughly.
That's
So it's another 600 episodes.
Maybe yeah,
12 years.
10, 12 years, right? Yeah. All hail Baron.
well, it's not.
Oh no.
Hi, Brad Shoemaker.
It's
How are
just
you?
not. He won't be 35 by then. Like, presumably some amount of constitutionality will still be in effect.
Oh, please. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Look, I want to start this podcast off with 2 very particular Vinny things that I need to express. The first one is, have you seen the price of plywood recently? Have you guys seen the price of plywood?
You know,
I have not.
I've let my daily tracking of plywood prices fall by the wayside a little bit recently.
Good gravy.
I've been too busy staring at the prices of memory and SSDs, but I guess everything is expensive now for all kinds of reasons.
Boy, plywood is expensive. I've got to do these built-in shelves for my basement for the storage. It's like the next big thing I need to do. And I was pricing it out, and I was like, okay, I'll do this, and I'll just do plywood for the shelving portion of it, the thing that the objects will rest on.
Sure.
Plywood. And
Sensible.
I'll get a 4x8 foot sheet, cut it in half, and we will have 20-ish inches of deep shelf. That's like 50 plus bucks a sheet of plywood. And not even for the
Per
good
sheet?
stuff. Per sheet. You can buy. So what I wound up doing was like, dang, I'm just going to buy lumber. I'll just buy woods.
Make your own
Actual
plywood.
Woods.
Could you make your own plywood?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to. So all plywood is like thin
it's just
sheets
a
of
bunch of
wood.
layers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're sandwiched
Bonded
together.
in perpendicular, like kind of like the grain is sort of
They alternate to give it
Right.
stability, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You could probably make that yourself.
Yeah, but why would you
I know.
unless
I'm
you
joking.
it's a sheet
Unless
good.
prices were $50
Yeah.
a pop.
So I just got instead of getting like 3/4 inch plywood, I just got 3/4 inch boards for the same price, which usually to me is like ridiculous because a full 8-foot board, 8 foot by 12-inch board, would be very expensive. This is a pre-painted board, so it's finger jointed, so it's not just a hardwood. But anyway, going too far, I'm just gonna get 2 of those, smush them together to get my thing, and that'll have much. Plywood can flex. You know, it can, you know, depending on the thickness of it, can flex, but these boards don't break. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Plywood, as far as I understand, and it's been a minute since I had my wood report, but you know, a lot of those sheet goods like plywood imported from, you know, China, Vietnam, and Canada.
Aha.
Whereas the stick lumber, like 2x4s and things like America, I don't know if you know this, grows a lot of fir trees.
A lot of
Yeah.
trees. out
Like
there.
specifically
A lot of land.
pine trees and fir trees.
Right, it's why Hacksaw Jim Duggan walked around with a 2x4.
Yeah.
That's
very
American wood.
Yeah. And they grow pretty quickly. So, but 2x4 or plywood, a lot of it's imported. Sometimes some of it's not great. Not great.
Wait, are fir trees good for? This is going to be a very ignorant wood question.
Uh-huh.
Are fir trees good for construction? I think of them as too sappy potentially.
That's
be
pine and fir are what most construction grade 2x4s are.
really.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, a good old Douglas fir. They're fairly straight. They grow very quickly. And you know, you build a house out of them. So
Shear the sap right out of there.
I guess, I don't know. Look, like some of the ones I got, I had to buy 32 by. It's always shocking to me how much wood you need to actually build the thing. So these are just going to be built into the wall shelving units. They're a little rough. I'm going to put like a face on them eventually, but I'm building them out of 2x4s in this wood, and then I'll put like a facade on, like a face to make it look nicer. But I didn't want to spend $1 bazillion. I'm only spending $500 million. It's a whole wall in the basement, and Yeah, the 2x4s themselves, at 30 of them, they were like $3 or $4 a pop. But then the plywood, man, that stuff, that pushed it over. And then so that I went with this other wood. It's about the same price for the other wood. It's just not. I don't like plywood. I hate cutting sheet goods. Pain in the butt. I gotta use a track saw. I don't have a table saw. And then anyway, so tip out there. Go price around. If you were thinking about using sheet goods for stuff, you might be able to just get a solid piece of wood.
It's fine. I'll just wait for some more branches to fall off my trees. It's fine.
There you go. And Alex is making his own plywood. The other thing that I promise I won't get too in the weeds here, but
get weedy.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get weedy. So I'm so close to finishing up my little dumb TV project that has been both fun and annoying to do, but just the short of it is I have a bunch of Raspberry Pi 4s. I had started with 3, I had 2 3s, and then I have a bunch of 4s now. I was like, I'll get a Raspberry Pi 4. They're not that much more expensive than the 3, and they're got more horsepower, a little more oomph, and they still have the composite out, and I'm going to do that. I've been spending a lot of fun time like writing an imaging script to be like, okay, like how can I do these in a fun way where I just write a script and it does one and I bang them out. Getting pretty close. Everything seems to be working. It's not buffering anymore. It's not doing stuff. It's playing off of my server and everything like that. I'm like, great. I think I'm almost done here. Plug it into the TV, composite out. It's working. Turn the volume up. And there is Captain Kirk, as I'm testing this out with Star Trek, telling Mr. Spock,
oh,
like, what the fuck? And it's like, it's playing pitched up. All the audio is pitched up.
Wonderful.
Huh.
Done. Project done.
It's playing. It's not a ton, but it's enough where like, why is everybody sound slightly too fast?
Is it too fast? Is it just pitching the audio up, or is it actually playing back faster?
So I think it's playing back a little faster. So when I turn off the composite audio, it seems to be fine. I can't hear it. It was playing fine over HDMI. This is, if anybody knows, I'd love if you could tell me.
Who's ready to debug some Linux audio problems?
But I'll tell you this. This is for the people who know. I'm running LibreElect. It's a very small for Kodi. It's like a very just enough OS for Kodi. Using the composite out. What I could find, and this is what I want to avoid, people were saying the hardware of the 4 has problems with the analog audio out and the video audio out, where the clock gets funky on it.
I would believe that.
This might not be a problem you could just fix with like a line of code, on there. And they were like, go back to a 3. I'm not going back to a 3.
Oh, so this is a new problem. I can't speak to the newer Pis, but the original Pi, like the first Pi or 2, did not have a DAC on it.
Oh.
It used PWM for audio output, which sounds like garbage.
Wait, we use PWM. This is what this 4 uses.
Oh, so they're still doing that. Okay.
I mean, it uses Pulse, I think, or something for the
Pulse audio is
the
HDMI.
Older,
yeah, that's the older Linux audio output. Here's what you could do.
What?
How do you feel about buying 10 no-name USB sound dongles for those Raspberry Pis and using that for the sound output?
So what I bought was an HDMI to a cheap HDMI to composite converter.
That works too.
That I'm going to try out. What was it? What sound dongle would you get?
This was the very first Raspberry Pi I bought 12 years ago or whatever. A 1.
Yeah.
To be a little AirPlay target. So you basically like stream your iTunes, that Apple AirPlay, that kind of AirPlay. And I just bought a little like literally no name. I mean, it literally has no brand on it. Like $5 USB DAC.
Okay.
USB sound card. It's not a card, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It looks like a thumb drive with an audio jack in it.
And it's just USB.
And it's just a no-name sound card, sound stick.
The thing is,
crucially, it has a DAC in it, so it doesn't sound like shit.
Yeah. I got to figure out a solution. If anybody knows about this problem, let me know, please. I don't feel like buying 10 of these composite.
I think that's completely reasonable to not want to do that.
Messes up my entire flow also. I was all ready to solder cables together to make this whole thing and like sum the audio into mono and do all this other nonsense. And I just really don't feel like spending more money on this whole project. So if anybody knows if there's a known issue that is fixable by a config file, I would love to know. I spent
Send me your config.
Send me your configs. Too much time doing it to the point where I'm like, what am I doing? This is such a dumb project to begin with. I'm like now in what is sunk cost fallacy, right?
But spending money on your dumb projects is the whole point of being a middle-aged person.
But I hate wasting money. I hate being like, oh, well, I was never going to buy a 5. I think a 5 is overkill for this project.
Oh, extremely.
But like a 3 is just barely, it worked, but just barely, like it was like, and 4 sounded great. Like,
yeah, that should be the thing in between, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a video about this whole thing when I'm done with it. I did get the thing working that I was pretty happy to get working because it's another thing I had to learn, but I didn't want these running all the time when I'm not using it, which is like, again, this is a dumb project. I'm not watching this all the time, but power is very expensive right now, and I don't want this running and playing and spinning up hard drives all the time. So I made a web page interface that can stop each Pi by sending it a signal and be like, just stop playing them all, shut down, I'm not using this anymore. Turning them back on a little bit harder. That's a little bit tougher, but I could at least stop them from playing when I wanted to. And that worked. Mosquito. I'm learning a lot here. Anyway, that's the 2 dumb Vinny things for this. If you know about these Raspberry Pi 4Bs and their analog composite out with their audio out, and you know an issue here, again, I'm using Libre Elect for the operating system here. Please
help, Vinny.
Please help. I don't want to add any more cost or dongles to these things.
Projects.
You
know what I always say about stuff like that?
What?
It's something to do.
It is something to do.
That is the beginning and the ending of the justification for something like that. It's something to fill your time with.
I think, Alex, maybe you said it somewhere. Maybe it was on Never Been a Better podcast. You were like, Vinny, you're fucking going crazy without your basement, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
You need your space. I get it.
Like just finding the dumbest projects to take up my time.
Look, man, I started playing drums literally for the reasons we have just cited. It was something to do. And that turned into nearly 40 years of my life, Like that's where I'm at. And now my version of that is just adding things onto my e-kit so I can do more Clone Hero drumming. That's my version of this.
And if you want to catch some of that Clone Hero drumming, you'll want to tune in to our extra live stream happening on Friday.
It's an underhand toss right to you, Vinny.
Speaking of projects, we have a whole diagram, a flow chart for that setup, which is a lot of fun. I'll post it in
I'm looking at the diagram right now. It's a lot.
The show notes. If you're curious how the setup in Alex's basement might look in a flow chart or what we need to do, you should check it out. Down to the HDMI cable.
Yeah, you notated when cables are TS or TRS on here.
You got to know.
A bit of detail.
I mean, are you doing a tip sleeve or a tip ring sleeve? If you don't know, you're going to get caught. You're just going to get audio in one channel.
I don't think I've ever made a flow chart for anything.
I love flow charts. Well, it's not really. Is it a flow chart? It's a schematic. Well, this was the problem. Like we're going to be
kind of like a block diagram.
Yeah, it's kind of like a block diagram. We're going to be in your basement. It's not the studio necessarily. Where if it were in the studio, I would know that we just have HDMI cables lying around.
Oh, you mean the studio we don't have?
Yes, exactly. So like when we used to do these things in a studio, we kind of knew what we had, or I knew what we had, like in the bins and stuff.
Yeah.
If we don't bring it with us, we don't have it.
I have bins. They have cables in them.
Yeah, right.
Maybe some of them are the ones you want.
Is it a micro SD cable? The other thing too is like, this is Friday. Come Monday, I need to have my setup back again.
Right.
So I was like, I'm just going to buy some duplicate cables so I don't have to decable everything. Brad, you'll probably appreciate this. Everything's cabled in the desk and tied up nicely, right?
Yep.
You know what? What if I just were able to unplug the cable, buy another cable and bring it to Alex's so I don't have to rip that cable out of my desk and put it back?
Never work.
It seems like a much better solution than having to rerun this whole cable out of here. So tune in on Friday. You'll see how that works. The only thing that I am still a little worried about, and we'll see when we test it out, is audio. It's always audio. Yeah. It's always like, everything going to be in sync? Everything, sometimes there's a little tap from the drums. Is that going to be fine? Is the video going to be hitting with the music, in time? When we do this stuff remotely, there's a delay on the video that Brad and Alex send to me, and then I have to delay the gameplay a bit to match that.
Oh god, it's going to be even worse with you guys in the same room and me remote. Like the different audio on different time scales thing is going to be like. It occurred to me this morning, like I cannot hum along to any of those songs because I'm probably going to be so offset from what you guys are hearing or what's going out to the stream that it's just going to sound insane.
I don't know if it'll be worse. It'll be interesting, like because when Alex is sending to me, then I'm sending back to you normally, right? Mm-hmm. So like you've got a whole round trip to worry about.
Oh, maybe it'll be less bad then.
I think it'll be less bad. It won't be like snappy like you're in the room, but I do think it will be not as bad as it would be when we normally do it.
We'll see how it all goes. It's obviously not ideal, but we'll see how that goes. And you can find out again Friday around 12 p.m. as Alex does his 12-hour drumming marathon.
I shoot for 12 hours. Let's see how far I get.
And we're going to be there to support him. Again, you can this is for Extra Life, and I believe the donate link is working. If you go to tinyurl.com/Nextra Life 2025,
nice.
NEXTRA Life 2025.
It's wordplay.
It's wordplay.
I spent way too much time yesterday coming up with song requests for you before I missed the detail that you only wanted 5 songs from each of us. And I was like, oops.
I was trying to build that into one playlist. So
I'm going on like 40 songs here.
Oh,
oops.
Jeez. That's a lot of songs.
And now I'm having a hard time picking the top 5 of those.
I will also say this, since this is a Clone Hero stream, since this is a licensed music, unlicensed licensed music stream,
one never knows.
One never knows what's going to happen, especially with the archive of this. So this might be a tough thing to get onto YouTube. And if it's a tough thing to get onto YouTube, I don't know what our current situation is with putting this on the Patreon in one 12-hour big chunk.
We might have to do it in blocks.
Yeah, it might have to be in blocks. And I know we have a limit for how much video we can put up at a certain time. We don't put up a lot of video there, but we'll see. We'll try our best to get this video up somewhere.
Yeah.
But it might
Worst
be
case scenario, I will literally put it on a Google Drive link and just post a link on the Patreon.
Okay.
If it comes to it.
So yeah, we'll see. My hope is over the course of 12 hours that maybe it's just completely demonetized and not completely banned from,
I have no idea how this is going to go down. For all I know, the Twitch bots might just straight up ban us like 5 minutes in. We'll see.
Yeah. What happened with your 24-hour one? Did we ever get that on
that one was
YouTube
recorded
or something?
and everything?
I know it was recorded.
I think again, remember, we had CBS lawyers back then.
Yeah, that's true.
So we never got dinged for that shit in the way that literally everyone else does because they just saw CBS company and said, no.
They're probably good.
We don't have that anymore.
No, we don't.
It's the only thing I miss about CBS is having those lawyers.
Well, if maybe Skydance will buy us all up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we'll all be working for you. You think it's possible that Warner goes to like a Sky? Could they scoop up more stuff?
I mean, if you want to start doing some monopolies, this is the administration to do it in.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, man. All right, let's talk a little video game here. A little video game here. By little, I mean one of the things I have really enjoyed this year with a Dispatch. I talked a little bit about this previously, but
I've got some buzz around it.
People have been talking this one up the last week or two to me in a major way.
I think you should try it out.
I'm going to.
So this is the kind of very heavily animated, very heavily voice acted adventure game where you play as an ex superhero. Let's say I'm not going to talk any spoilers here, but play as an ex superhero that works in a superhero dispatch center, and that the actual main gameplay loop, aside from this superhero will remember this Telltale style narrative stuff, is the dispatching, which at first I thought was not that engaging. I came to like it more as things progress, as it tied more into the narrative of the game. As things change, there is an actual progression through that dispatching where you get certain power-ups, combos, putting certain superheroes together. They get unlocked abilities. You get some agency and choice in there, actually, almost like an RPG for your superhero management game. So it does flesh out a little bit. It's not perfect by any means. There's still a randomness in it. So when you dispatch, you try to basically, we talked about this. What are those? We talked about this in Death Stranding too, so people might not remember. But what are those star. What do we say those star charts are called? Where it's like
is it a radar diagram? I think
the radar diagram. Okay, so you get one of those when you
radar chart.
Radar chart when you dispatch a superhero squad. It fills out like 5 components, right? Like how charming you are, how fast you are, how intelligent you are, how strong you are, and how much endurance I think it is like you are. And each mission behind the scenes has its own set of what it takes to succeed. So when you get evaluated, you put what you sent overlaid on top of what the mission had, which would be fine. You're like, oh, there's an 80% match. And then it launches like this basically bouncing ball inside of what it wanted you to do, and it bounces off the walls. So if you are not overlapped 100%, that ball could land outside of what's overlapped, and you will fail the mission.
So it's just the XCOM problem.
It's like, obviously, the higher percentage that you're matched up, the more likely you are for that ball to stay in there. But you could do the same thing twice and get different results.
Yeah, that's
yeah, it's less than ideal. It's and it has happened. There was only one particular mission where that was like repeatable because of a narrative thing, and I just sent the same thing like 3 times and succeeded 2 out of 3 times because the ball, it was a 70% chance of success, and I was like, I'm just going to do this again, and the ball landed outside once, which I got an achievement for, but it made it the rest of the time. That's probably my least favorite part of that whole dispatching is like, oh, come on, man. I did the right thing. I chose a good match here, and I failed it.
That's real life, man. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way.
And the game is written well enough, actually, since you say that, Alex, where you could be like, hey, it's not always going to swing your way. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens with this group dynamic. And it, in the writing of the game, has some of that nuance where it's like, hey, weird stuff's going to happen. And it's the real strength of this game is the story and the character portrayal and the humor. It's a kind of a funny game. It works. It hits on a lot of levels. I don't know how much of that Telltale-ish thing it's doing where no matter what you choose, you kind of in the end would get funneled into this similar situation anyway, but it feels like there's agency, and you're definitely picking certain superheroes to be in your squad, but how often those are meaningful choices, I think, is obscured in a good way. It feels like you have choice, but not always. I know my son played, finished it, and we had slightly different endings. So I know some of it will be weighted. I should say my son is 13. I was okay with him playing this. There's definitely inappropriate stuff for the younger set in there. Sexually explicit stuff, a ton of swearing. You have to make your own choice with your kids. I just don't want to give a blanket like, hey, this is a kid's game.
2 things about this game.
Yeah.
One, I think I was reading that part of the reason it has like so much animation going on is that it was originally pitched as a TV series.
I had heard that too and turned down.
Yeah, they turned it down eventually. So I think they had an animation team just in Thailand on deck ready to go. And then they were like, well, let's make it a game instead. The other thing is I have a couple of long flights coming up. And do you think this would work well on a Steam Deck?
Definitely. I can't see why it wouldn't.
Then I think that's going to be my flight game.
That being said, I haven't looked at any of the Steam Deck compatibility on it.
I'll check before I actually go and download it. But
there's nothing very twitchy about it.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they did not make sure that works well on there. SteamDeckHQ.com says it's fantastic on the Steam Deck.
Great.
Okay, great. That's all I need to hear.
Anyway, great game. Really like it.
How is Aaron Paul in that game? Like I saw some people talking like he's like extra good in that game, which is maybe not what I expect out of Aaron Paul, but I also don't know if they were just saying that because he's the most famous name probably on the cast.
I think Jeffrey Wright is probably comparable in terms of fame. I mean, he didn't have a Breaking Bad level show.
That's what it is. A lot of people saw and love Breaking Bad.
But Jeffrey Wright has had a much longer storied film career.
I agree. Like. I fully agree. Like definitely a more like prestigious career.
He's fantastic.
Is he actually good?
I've heard him in
other stuff, and I thought he's actually a good actor. Is the thing? Yeah.
Actually, maybe was it the Need for Speed movie that I'm thinking of? Like,
yes, that's maybe not the best example of like what Aaron Paul can do.
I think maybe that movie actually just did his career a disservice.
No, he's really great in it. All of the characters are fantastic in it. I don't think there's a bad one in the bunch.
Excellent.
I don't know the entire cast. I'm sure Alex, you and Brad, you guys might know some of the other voice actors in it. But they're all great. It's all smartly written. At least it feels to me smartly written. We're all pretty sensitive about humor in games, and I think this works. It's even the dick and balls jokes work in it.
I've thought about that recently, and I think we might officially be out of the woods of it's no longer novel when a game is funny to me, because there are enough good comedy games to make me think it is no longer some impossible feat that people are pulling off.
Yeah, and not just funny in writing, but funny in the ways they like blend and build on their mechanics to be funny. Like Baby Steps is a great example of a game that is.
It's one of the funniest games I've played in years.
Yeah. Like it's both funny in the cinematics and arguably funnier while you're playing it.
I mean, this is a very different thing because it doesn't necessarily have the trap of video game comedic timing to worry about,
right? Because
it's scripted and it's mostly animated. It's like, did you write a funny script, right? But they did, and it works. Even with I have been exposed personally to a lot of what would you call it, like sarcastic superhero media at this point, like. Media
there
where
is a lot of that.
Anything where like
Kick-ass likes
a tick likes, like anything where like superheroes aren't
you leave the fucking tick out your goddamn mouth. Okay, the tick is not just pure sarcasm. There is a heart behind the tick. There is value behind the tick.
I mean, it's largely just the MCU at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. And the now burgeoning DCU, I feel like, is finally starting to get its legs a little bit. That Superman thing did very well. People seem to like that Peacemaker show,
but it's not the MCU and well, maybe more Peacemaker. It's more of superheroes as everyday.
Oh, you mean like fallible, as flawed individuals?
Yeah,
that's more like the boys kind of thing.
Yes, right. That's what I meant more by the Tick, where
Watchmen.
Like the Tick is a great funny show, but he's kind of a goofball, right? Like he's like not a great superhero. He's the greatest superhero.
What's your favorite adaptation of the Tick?
I like the cartoon. I like the cartoon. Yeah. I think the live action thing was fine. I didn't watch all of it.
There's two of them.
Oh, what's the one with the guy from Seinfeld?
That's the first live action one.
Okay, that's the one I remember.
The second one was Peter Serafinowicz and Griffin Newman as the moth guy.
Okay.
Arthur. That one was actually really good.
Wait, not Blank Checks Griffin.
That one.
Really?
Griffin Newman is an actor.
I know that, but I've listened to enough Blank Check to feel like, no offense to him, it feels like he podcasts a lot more than he acts. I mean, I know he does jobs, but like,
I think the podcasting thing is more lucrative for him.
For sure. Yeah. Definitely. That is pretty, I mean, I don't want to assume too much. That seems abundantly clear. It's just, and again, I'm not knocking him. It just seems like I never actually like heard about any roles he was in.
I followed him for years. When he got the Tick role, he was really hoping that series would stick around for more than, I think, a season. It didn't. He was also in that Draft Day movie with Kevin Costner and a few other things around that time. But again, the podcasting thing, I think, is just doing a lot better for him.
This is good. If you're into this style of game, this is probably one of the better ones that I have played, full stop. Mm-hmm. If you're not into this style of game, and you know that, then it probably won't change your mind.
If you're wondering just how deep the Telltale Bonafides run, apparently I saw Jake Rodkin posted this. There's a straight up Jake Rodkin reference in that game.
It's a bottle of liquor.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Jack Daniels, but it's Jake Rodkin's whiskey.
Yep, I saw that. It's funny. It's a good game.
Shout out to Jake.
Yep, shout out to Jake. There's a lot of Wolf Among Us jokes in there too.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. People should try it out, or at least go witness it. And I hope they make another season of this. It seems like this thing has done well.
I think it's doing well. Is the thing.
I saw that there was maybe some consideration of making another season of it.
Yeah. Whoever didn't greenlight this for a show, who can say? There's a lot of this kind of media out there in the prestige TV. Maybe it wouldn't have done well in this space. Hopefully it does very well.
I actually think it's one of those cases where it feels like maybe they backed into the ideal solution for this story and these characters,
Yeah. Is this a choices matters game? Is that what
I guess. I mean, I just consider them adventure games.
Yeah,
they're just,
games.
Specifically narratively branchy adventure games.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that I didn't just dream that up. But yes, one of the developers did say on a podcast recently, we're going to have to at least think about a season 2.
Yeah. Look, whether they did a season 2 or a new story, I liked all the characters in this, so I think it's kind of a fun
but you're up for anything at this point.
Tight world they did, but if this team wanted to try something else, they've sold me. I will try. I'll go along with them on the ride. It feels like it punches above its weight in a weird way. Like it just all comes together really well. It's a super tight package. Again, not perfect. Some of that dispatching stuff does get frustrating, and I reloaded a couple of times to be like, that's bullshit. Like I should have gotten that, or that wasn't my fault on the mess up. Occasionally on the prompts, you're like, this is not what I intended to do. But I mostly rolled with it, and dispatch. Very, very good. People should check it out.
I will go and download it to my Steam Deck as soon as we are done here.
Yeah, and enjoy it. I'll be curious to see what you think about it. Again, it's a fun game to check out, and I would love to talk more about it. I'll share my choices with you. I do wish they had a friend. They track the choices you made. Like, hey, 20% of the people chose this. Like 30% of the people chose this. I do wish you could just filter out by friends, so I could just see like Alex, what you chose, or
look what this asshole did.
Right. Or like, oh, I can't believe you chose this and not this. Like, cause there's very dumb stuff. Like one small thing is, that I thought was like, this is not a spoiler at all, but there's this guy who can turn himself on fire. This superhero,
a Human Torch like,
and you're sitting at a bar and he's giving you shit, and you can either decide to grab the water that you ordered on the bar and throw it at him, or grab the alcohol on the bar and throw it at him. And it's those kind of choices that I would like to know what people picked. I chose the alcohol, and I believe that was the right choice as he erupted.
Seems
into
like the
even more
most
flame.
Interesting choice.
Yeah,
at least.
right, exactly. Dispatch, catch it. I believe. Do I have the price down on there? I think it's $30.
Yeah.
So.
And all the episodes are out now.
Yep. Yeah. You're all done. Episode's over. Saw credits.
I love that, though. Like, honestly, I don't mind the episodic thing. If you've got all that shit laid out, you've got a very tight release schedule, like, that's great. Do it.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly just had it done before launch, because the whole thing came out within like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But I mean, you definitely remember some of the dark days of some of the Telltale games going like months between episode releases.
Many months.
Like, oof.
And this isn't, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's fairly tight paced. Good, like, pacing on the episodes too, with a good, fairly cinematic feeling endings where you're like, oh no, what happened? Good soundtrack too.
Cool.
All right, let's take a quick break here. We'll come back and we'll talk about some other games we've been up to right after this. This week's show is brought to you by Miracle Made. Alex and Brad, a lot of disagreements out there in the world today, but I think the thing that we can all agree on is that sleeping is still pretty cool.
Yeah, man. It's like maybe my favorite thing to do.
One of the best
I think it's up there.
When you can manage to do it, it's pretty good.
Miracle Made's here to help you. Miracle Made sheets are crafted with NASA-inspired silver-infused fabric that helps regulate your body temperature. So if you're a hot sleeper, a cold sleeper, a hot stepper, it doesn't matter. That was for me. These sheets help you keep in the comfort zone all night long. You know what else this silver's gonna do? They're gonna help your sheets stay cleaner and fresher longer, up to 3 times longer than regular sheets.
Listen, here's what I know. I've tried these sheets before. I'm a person who needs a room that is somewhere between frigid and the North Pole. And I have never felt uncomfortable using these sheets.
There you have it. Folks, upgrade your sleep or give them as a gift. Go to trymiracle.com/Nextlander to try Miracle Made sheets today. You'll save over 40%, and when you use promo code Nextlander, you'll get an extra 20% off plus a free 3-piece towel set. How can you beat that? They make an amazing gift, and with a 30-day money-back guarantee, there is no risk. That's trymiracle.com/Nextlander, code Nextlander at checkout. Thanks, Miracle Made. This week's show is brought to you by Mood. Brad and Alex, Mood. You know what Mood thinks? Mood thinks cannabis should be accessible, affordable, convenient, and transparent. Now, I haven't kept up with cannabis, so I've never seen transparent cannabis, but who knows? Maybe Mood's got it. Alex, you've tried some Mood.
It's crazy, man. They got it in gummy form. They put it in cookies and seltzers now. Like, that stuff can be anywhere.
Tell me about these functional gummies.
Well, these functional gummies have different levels of THC and or CBD content, and they can do a variety of, let's just say, mood-altering effects.
I see here that they have Mind Magic Gummies for deep work and creativity, PMS support to ease cramps and balance mood swings, and, of course, everyone knows my favorites, the Sexual Euphoria Gummies to help you feel ready for action and turn every touch into a full body experience.
This is an ad, so I can't do the quote, but I just know there's a Jesse the Body Ventura in Predator joke in here somewhere.
Mood says you can find gummies to just get you high pretty much anywhere, but Mood's functional gummies combine premium, federally legal THC with targeted botanicals to help you get into the perfect mood, even if you're a sexual euphorosaurus somewhere. Best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but you can get 20% off your first order with code Nextlander. So head to mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use the promo code Nextlander when you check out to save 20% on your first order. Thanks, Mood. All right, we are back. And you guys talked about it last week. I booted it up finally and was able to experience the, as my daughter called it, Lumines.
Oh, that's classic. That's the classic. That's the classic
We work in the Lumines.
And then I was like, no, it's Lumines. And she was like, good on her. She said, oh, is it Lumines Arise? And I was like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Lumines Arise. Look, you guys talked it up. I agree. This is a fantastic Lumines. I didn't enjoy playing it in the VR.
Really?
Interesting.
Really?
Did you like Tetris Effect?
All right.
I did.
VR?
Rolling up my sleeves here.
Okay, so here's
I wish I had made time. I downloaded Tetris Effect over the weekend.
Yeah.
Did not make the time to get back in there and play it because who has time to play 7-year-old games at this point? But I kind of wish I had compared. Go on.
I was playing with the, and maybe this was my fault, I was playing with the PSVR 2 controllers. I don't think the trade-off for not being able to use the D-pad.
Oh, that's the problem. You absolutely should have used the regular controller.
I think I need to go back.
You absolutely should have. I cannot imagine playing that. That sounds like a nightmare to play that on a stick.
It was kind of stuff was
that's
like
awful.
Stuff was going straight down and I wanted it to go left.
Yeah,
that's no way to live.
Ugh.
But it did the thing where I think this happened to you as well, Brad. I plugged in my PSVR 2 for the first time in like a year into the PS5, and I was like, great. Oh, you bought a PSVR 2? Let's set it all up.
Like me, you also hadn't plugged that headset into the Pro since you got one a year ago, I'm sure.
And it kind of wouldn't let me skip the part of setting up the controllers.
Yeah, you have to repair the controllers, but then once you're past that, you can just turn them off and use the DualSense for that game.
So I should have just turned it off, but I think it is a cool inside experience, but it didn't seem to add, for me, during using those controllers, add enough if I could only use those controllers because it was too frustrating.
Not. Yeah, I would have skipped that. I would have skipped VR if I had been forced to use those controllers, but playing that game on a DualSense is just fine.
Maybe I'll try that next. It was too finicky to not have a D-pad to play, but the actual Arising in Lumines Arise, pretty good. It's a pretty good Lumines. I think, like you said, Brad, I don't have too much to add to it other than mostly agreeing that the synesthetic experience feels more realized here, like what they're able to do with the particle effects and the shapes and stuff on screen feel a little more realized, though.
Yes.
I think original Lumines maybe was in the design of it was tighter, like the blocks were blockier.
For sure. Like that game is much more like the original Lumines is definitely much more like tile set.
Yeah.
And not so much like, hey, you're slicing up apples and broccoli heads for this one,
or spacemen.
And now this one's like lit and unlit candles, and then here's one that's there's definitely a few. I think Tetris Effect had this problem to an extent, although it might be worse here. There's definitely a few that are kind of hard to parse.
There was the
especially
one
in VR.
Was the robot hands one was like a little they're like marionette strings from those like robotic arms.
Yeah, I love that one aesthetically. I think just like the watching the marionette, like it's effectively like puppeteering the blocks as you're dropping them, which looks cool as hell. But yeah, that one's a little bit weird. There's some that like I think they got a little out over their skis on a few of them in terms of obscuring your view of what's going on in spots. Like
I've had that experience a couple of times as well.
It's a great effect visually, but like sometimes on some of the stages, like when you clear blocks, they come flying at you, flying at the camera in VR. They also really kind of need to tweak their like PS5 notification pop-up area.
Oh, is it covering up stuff?
There were a couple spots, so it full on covers the top like 2-3 rows.
Yeah,
there were a couple spots my first time through the journey mode where I was about to eat shit. I was like desperately trying to stay alive, and I got a trophy, and it like blocked what was happening at the top of the screen.
Was that in the VR, or that was on the
in VR?
TV?
I'm sure on TV it's perfectly fine.
So I didn't fail anything, but when I was playing in the VR, I definitely got blocks close to the top. Is it on the journey? Can you fail it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Did you finish the journey mode?
I did not. No.
Okay, so it's 9 blocks of stages. Do you know which one you got to? I don't think I failed until the 8th block.
I was on the second. I was on the second or third. I didn't get too far. Second or third. Like you do a block and then it drops you out.
It's basically sets of like 3 to 5 stages.
Yeah, I think I was on the third set maybe.
Yeah,
and then my daughter was like, she was sitting here. She's like, "Well, that's cool. I'd like to play."
She have her own profile.
Yeah, but so then
she has to start over, of course.
And she has to do the VR setup again because it's per profile. What? Yeah, so we had to scan the whole room again. We had to do the whole thing
I guess
again.
That kind of makes sense because there's different. You can have like sitting or standing play areas and
it
stuff.
It just was super annoying. So like,
yes,
and my little space where I play is tiny. That little like where the TV and the couch is. It did not like scanning that room, so we kind of had to like stand on the couch to be like, all right, look, we're gonna play sitting. We're not moving around here. But yeah, I didn't get super duper far. I still had the sense and gut memory of Lumines of like, I know how to make the blocks. I know this pattern. I know this shape. I know this. Rich Gallup taught me well. I know how to do this. I think it was Rich and Carrie, right? Like they were like the Lumines masters.
I remember Rich being like naturally good at that game. I should have asked him for techniques. I think I'm like an average. Well, we'll get to it in a minute. I think I'm like an average at best Lumines player.
So my thing is like I can't do the quick combos. I'll like drop a block and I'll just wait until the playhead goes by and then like drop another one. I was having a lot of trouble doing it very quickly.
Yeah,
like flip, quick.
That's always been one of the most interesting, but also most difficult aspects of Lumines to me is the split second decision making of like, I see where the playhead is. Do I have time to drop this on this measure and get the combo, or should I wait it out? Because there's always the danger, and I thought they had changed this until I finally did it. There's always the danger of having the playhead like bisect your combo and just fucking you up, you know, and then just leaving you with garbage.
Yep, happens quite a bit.
I thought they had maybe taken that out in the way that they, remember how they finessed the Tetris rules to add infinite spin at one time?
Yeah.
I was like, not this developer to be clear. I mean,
they didn't invent that problem.
That was a Tetris company decision, but here I was like, oh, have they revised the rules of Lumines so you can't split your blocks anymore on the beat anymore? But nope, they sure have not done that.
And some of that really comes into play with it became most noticeable to me on the connector blocks, where it's like, oh crap, I dropped this thing right as the playhead was coming through.
Yep. Wasting those things, especially at the end. Like I think it's only around like the probably 7th-ish out of 9 like sets of stages that it really starts getting hard on the journey mode. But yeah, so at some point, like wasting one of those things, or even worse, wasting a burst mode without getting much done is just ruinous. It feels so bad.
But I really enjoyed it. I think it's got great vibes, and I look forward to playing more of it. And maybe I will try the VR with the controller and not the...
You absolutely should do that. If you're going to play the rest of the journey mode, you should. Yeah. And also, like, I've played quite a bit more of that game since last week. I took a run at the survival mode, which forces you to play the entire journey start to finish with no net.
Okay.
Did not finish it.
Oh, you got bounced?
It was in VR. Like, I frankly probably would have an easier time just playing it on the TV for something that hardcore. But VR is just so good, I can't not do it. I think I got to the 6th or 7th set of stages before I.
That's pretty good.
Out.
Yeah, it's a good run.
Yeah, but when it was over, I was like, I don't think I have it in me to start that over again now.
You need a break.
Because that was like an hour and a half maybe to get that far to begin with. Like, it was kind of a lot.
What I did the are they, what's it called, missions or
like the I haven't even done any of the challenges. Or no, I did one of them actually. I don't think, did we even talk about that last week? The challenges seemed kind of interesting. Like
I started there because I actually thought I had missed it's a journey right in the middle of the screen. And I was like, I'll just go over to here, and it does a tutorial first, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is like training mode for Lumines. It starts showing you all the different colors. Like techniques.
I think I got to go do that because my Lumines skills are still pretty fucking bad.
There's all the training stuff that just kind of introduces you to all the different techniques. And then, then there's the challenges that actually do weird stuff to the mechanics. Like I only did the first one, but it starts basically instead of getting 2x2 blocks, like they start getting bigger and bigger over the course of the challenge.
Oh, I didn't even get to that.
To the point that you're dropping like 9x9 or like 8x12 blocks by the end of it, which is just kind of insane by Lumines standards. And I haven't even seen what else they do with it.
And the thing I saw, and I hope we're talking about the same part, but the thing I got up to was like, hey, you have 2 drops to get rid of like 4 blocks, right? And it was like, that was part of and that's where I was being like, okay, man, this is not how I play Lumines. I play Lumines with my gut, not in the strategic way of I'm going to try and get, I play with like, I'm going to make the pretty shapes all match, or I'm going to do a whole row of one color and a whole row of another color, and it'll work itself out.
Yep.
But yeah, it's fun. I think the music, from what I saw, it's hit or miss. Like you're gonna have some.
I mean, there's some
songs.
Tetris Effect songs that are also kind of garbage, but they still fit the aesthetic of what they're going for.
I don't know. What if I go as far as to call them garbage?
There's a couple.
I know what you mean though. Like there's a couple that are not amazing.
I don't think Miz should be hiring rappers, generally speaking.
That I knew without you even saying that. That's exactly what you were talking about.
Like his EDM taste is old, but generally speaking, the quality of the stuff that they get produced for, like the trance dance stuff is pretty good. Every time he hires a rapper, it's like he hired them from like their last job was at McDonald's doing the fucking McDonald's rap.
Damn.
It's maybe a little harsh, but I know what you mean.
It's a lot of just like my name is this and I'm here to say type shit.
Okay, no. There's one track in Tetris Effect that is definitely that. I know exactly what you're talking about. The ones in this are there's some UK hip hop in here.
I haven't gotten to the hip hop in this game. I'm talking about Tetris specifically.
Yeah. And some I don't want to speak out of turn about genres here. Is it like maybe some reggaeton kind of stuff in here?
Yeah, the reggaeton and sort of like Latin flavor stuff, like that shit is huge right now in terms of like music scene.
Like, so at least this one is a little broader than Tetris Effect was. Okay, look, I am conscious of just sitting here like reading social media posts as something people probably want in very small doses, but I had to save a Blue Sky post from the other day that sums up this game so perfectly I can't not read it.
Okay, hit me.
Tetsuya Mizuguchi truly earnestly believes with his whole heart and mind that generic vocal trance from 2003 has the power to awaken humanity's shared consciousness and guide us to universal peace.
Yes, I reposted that.
The strength of his conviction is so powerful that it might actually cause this to be true. Like that.
That's why I love him.
Like the reason I wanted to read that post is because like that is exactly my experience of that game. Like there is almost nothing on the soundtracks for those games that I would listen to in a vacuum outside the context of those games.
Right.
But again, the conviction and the earnestness is so overwhelming that you can't help but get swept up in it and just feel it. You know what I mean?
He is a person who, more than any other game designer I have ever known or experienced in my life, has transcended cringe. He is the fucking being of pure light that banishes cringe to the nether zone. And all you can do is just be won over by the earnestness of what he does.
I mean, I'm not sure if I want to describe what happens when you beat the journey mode or not. I mean, it's literally the score screen. It's not like some big twist I'm talking about here. It's literally when you see your score and like letter grade and stuff summed up. But there's a thing they do there at the end that is sort of in the it's in the connected wheelhouse of like the end of Nier Automata with the credit sequence there, or like some of the Death Stranding stuff of like pulling other players into your game in a way that was just like, I was kind of in awe of it in VR.
Oh, like a journey-esque.
It's just a little, yeah, kind of. It's kind of a little like interactive mini game art piece.
Oh, okay.
Thing you can do around your score summary at the end of the journey mode that is like.
They do it like in betweens too, right?
It's more of that. It's more of when you see other players. What do they call the little avatars in this game? Like Lumies. I think they're called Lumies.
Something.
In this game, you see other players Lumies, and I've gotten a bit in, and we'll get to this because I've been playing a bunch of the multiplayer in this game. But you can spend a lot of time customizing your Lumie. And they pull other players' Lumies into your menu when you're picking the modes. It's more of that, but in a more interactive way at the end of the journey mode. But again, it's just like one of those things. I'm just like, man, I know I'm sitting here alone on my couch in my apartment and I work from home, so I don't see a lot of people day to day, but this makes me feel a little closer to humanity to be like soaring.
Connected?
Yes, like to be soaring through this VR cosmos with the Lumies of a bunch of other players right now.
What was the multiplayer like?
The multiplayer is why I say I am an average at best Lumines player.
Is it against other people or score attack?
It's against other. It's head to head.
It is.
I think there are some side multiplayer modes, but I've been playing the main one, the burst battle.
Okay.
And it's head to head. It's like what you think of as Tetris multiplayer, where you're getting combos to drop garbage blocks on the other player.
Yeah.
The difference here is like Tetris, like the Tetris standard, for example, is the garbage like piles up from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Here it drops in on the sides of the playfield. It starts on the outer two columns on either side and just starts piling up vertically and then moves inward.
Mm-hmm.
So the effect over time as you're losing is for your playfield to get more and more narrow.
Okay.
Which is kind of an interesting twist. And you clear garbage by clearing blocks next to it.
Adjacent to it? They have to be touching?
Yeah, like blocks. When you clear blocks that touch the garbage, it clears those blocks out.
You still get burst mode?
Yeah, you get burst mode, and that can really do some shit. Like you can do some absolute dirt with that mode if you hit hard with it. Like I've had the other player fill my entire screen with garbage to the point that there was nothing I could do.
Yeah.
It's really fun. There have been matchups I've gotten though where it was like, why did you even match me with this person?
Oh, like you got smoked?
Like I had no fucking prayer.
Yeah.
Like there was
there may just not be quite enough people online
it's hard to say.
Fully delineate.
It is skill based to the extent that they actually expose your skill ranking. Like I think I'm a 52 on the MMR right now, like or whatever. Like they actually show you your number, but you're not wrong. Like it's probably better to match somebody with. It's probably better to match you with somebody who's way better than you than with nobody.
If you think they're bots?
If those are the two options, no, definitely not.
Definitely not. Okay,
these are definitely real players. I don't think there are bots in this mode.
That's good
fun.
though. It's you got into a bunch of games.
You can when you're customizing your Lumie, you can pick your favorite like visual stage, your favorite aesthetic.
Yeah.
And then from what I can tell, it seems like it's 2 rounds or it's best of 3. So each player you play with your skin and then their skin, I think is how it seems to go.
Okay.
So you're kind of like getting to dictate what the match looks like to some extent, which is cool.
Is there a favorite skin you've seen?
Everybody's using different stuff.
Pretty random. Okay.
My favorites are the it's an X's and O's one that's all like neon signage.
I may not have seen that yet.
Oh, you definitely have not gotten that far. Actually, Alex may not have either. And the other one is the one with the giant snake and all the gems. But
I definitely haven't gotten that far into the game. Like I said, I'm a legendarily bad Lumines player.
You probably have not seen those yet, but it's probably pretty fully featured package with all the challenge stuff that I have barely touched. And the multiplayer is pretty fun, even though I'm not amazing at it. But there's a lot in here.
It's $40.
Yeah,
it's a good value, especially since you get the VR. If you're on like a PlayStation 5, let's say, the VR and the regular in one combo. If you have a VR piece, PlayStation VR
or SteamVR
or SteamVR, or maybe in the future, Steam, whatever that thing is called,
Steam Frames. Yeah, you can definitely play this on there.
In the future, I mean, we assume, right? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't want to get 100%. Too much in the Steam Frame talk again, but it's self-contained hardware in the Steam Frame.
Well, you can also stream games from your PC to it.
Right. Okay. All right. That's Lumines Arise, $40 out now. Again, PC, PS5, and available for Steam VR and PlayStation VR 2. Brad Shoemaker, can you tell me a little bit about Sektori?
Sektori. There was a different game I was going to play for this week, but then enough people came at me going, hey, you should really check out Sektori, that I was like, all right, now I'm going to feel like an asshole if I don't.
Why would they come at you and say you should play Sektori?
It is extremely a Geometry Wars-like.
Okay.
That just came out this week. It's $15.
Had you ever heard of it?
I had not. It seemed like it kind of slipped under the radar. It's pretty neat. I haven't like fully gotten on board with it yet. The big hook, it is extreme. It's Geometry Wars to the extent that your ship is a triangle. Like it is like kind of very much geometric shapes as enemies and stuff like that.
Not trying to obfuscate it in any way.
I guess, yeah, the big hook here is that the playfield is constantly changing its shape.
Oh,
so it's like sometimes it's tiny, sometimes it gets huge, sometimes it like carves out the middle. So you have to like circle around this big gap in the middle.
Does it animate as it's doing it?
Yeah, it's all super flashy particle effects, like almost to a fault. There's like a lot visually. We'll get to that in a minute. Like it almost overwhelms what you're trying to figure out.
I'm looking at a video of it. Wow, yeah, that's intense. Like, a lot of like thumping on the screen.
Yeah, like sometimes the playfield will like bisect itself with jump pads on either side. So you have to like, if you're getting cornered on one side, you have to like try to get to a jump pad and jump over to the other side. But it's changing fast enough that you're never stuck for too long. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of like what do you want to call them? There's basically like lava zones. Like the floor will become lava in spots, and you'll die if you stay on it for too long. Like it's constantly making you move around.
This is frenetic. This is a lot. Somehow more bullet hell than Geometry Wars.
It's way more, man. Like way more. The biggest thing I am not quite sold on yet is I did the tutorial, and they give you some very basic mechanics for like 2 minutes, and they're like, all right, that's it. Now you get to figure out the rest. And they just throw you in there, and there's still a lot to figure out in terms of how the power-ups work. There is a roguelike sort of card drop system. Like every so often you get a power-up that basically gives you some cards to pick from, and that mechanic seems a little obscure in a way I haven't quite figured out yet.
Okay.
You level up. It basically uses Gradius rules for leveling up, which is that you have a hierarchy of things. You're just like in Gradius. It's like level 1 is speed, level 2 is missiles, level 3 is option. You know, it's basically that. It's like you can keep leveling up your power up, and then when you're on the level of thing you want, you can cash it in to get the thing.
And that's per run. That's not persistent.
Yeah, you start over at the beginning of every run. Anyway, there's a lot of other stuff. You're picking up letters to try to spell the word mirage.
Of course.
Which I have not completed yet. I don't know what that does. Like some of the other power-ups I picked up have not been super clear in their function. It's the kind of game that's so visually busy, and you're so busy just trying to not die and stay ahead of the action, that it's kind of tough. It's kind of a big ask to also be like, hey, figure out all the mechanics, because we're intentionally not giving you a lot of tutorial here. So like it's kind of a lot to juggle before you figure out, or maybe I'll just go read about some of that stuff to figure it out.
That seems cool though. I mean, visually, yeah. Intense. Wow, where were you playing it?
PS5.
Nice. I assume it holds up just fine.
Oh yeah. I wish it had 120 hertz mode, but anyway.
Sektori.
Yeah, it's neat. I might put some more time into it, see if I can make some more headway. It has boss fights, and they seem to be randomized, because every time I've gotten to the first boss, it's been a different boss.
Oh, weird.
But I have not managed to beat the first boss yet. It is quite hard.
But you were able to get like the cards and the power-ups pre-boss? It's not like
yes, but those, again, not quite clear how those work all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot to figure out, on top of like just a lot of action to manage. But
I would not Sektori. I would not be able to read the name of their game from their key art here. That is their font is a tough one.
Yep, I can see that.
That is available on the PC, PS5, and on the Xbox. Sektori out now. Let's see what intense, fast-paced twin stick shooter. Okay, they don't mention any other games. Let's say
no, but it's pretty,
twin stick shooter.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to derail too much here.
Okay,
we are 3 days out at the time of this recording from the 20th anniversary of the Xbox 360.
Oh,
okay.
Like I knew it was coming. I just had forgotten what day of November it was. I don't think my grand dream of like Geometry Wars Anniversary Edition 4K edition is going to come to pass.
I think you might be right on that one.
Like, is there like weirdly no fanfare at all around that?
Well, okay, I don't want to take the cynical view. Obviously, Microsoft has a lot going on. They've had a lot of releases this year, but like,
dude,
I'm kind of with you. Usually, they're all party central.
They're all about their anniversaries.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's like the one thing they've got right now, right? Like they are.
Are we off a year? Are you sure this is it?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah,
November
2005.
Yep, November 22nd, 2005 was the release.
I think Microsoft in any other year probably would be going harder on that shit.
Yeah.
This is not the year for that for them.
Like nostalgia for the 360 and to a pretty significant extent the first Xbox, but especially the 360 like feels like the one thing they've got in their corner right now. And it just seems like there's kind of not much of anything. They've
outsourced their nostalgia for the 360 to the PS5 this year. You can get it on there. Everything's an Xbox. Yeah, I'm with you. Usually, maybe they'll have a video or something.
Unironically, the PS4 was the successor to the 360 for me in terms of the console I just enjoyed using because the feature set was great and like it all just worked and like parties were easy to get into and blah, blah, blah. Like it was just.
Sometimes when it just works, that's what you want.
Yep.
Well, we do have a couple of days left, but you're right. It has been fairly quiet in that regard, but not quiet on the game front. There's a couple of things out there that I was just looking at the release with the Sektori or release count there. I added it. Have you guys heard? I didn't play this, and there's a couple of other things we'll get to before we get to things that we should get to before things we didn't play. But did you guys hear about News Tower? Did you guys see that? Where you run it's a resource management game.
I did see this, yeah.
In the 1930s that I wanted to check out. There's that Goodnight Universe game that I still wanted to check out.
Yep.
That Possessors game, I wonder how that's doing. That's kind of a heartbreaker for Heart Machine.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff out there that is like dropping and filling in. Rue Valley.
Kirby Air Riders will be out.
Kirby Air Riders.
Around the time this podcast posts.
That Dead Static Drive.
Sounds like that might be quite good, actually.
Oh, yeah? Okay. All right. But stuff... So... Hades 2 I still want to go back to and check out more of. I didn't get the chance to play that. I did play two things that I'll mention here very quickly before we wrap up this section. Silksong, still playing that, still chugging away. If you've played Silksong, I just beat the boss, the Guardian for Act 2. I guess I am now in Act 2, though I saw a couple of people talking about maybe to stock up a little bit on some beads before going into Act 2. So I'm going to spend a little time farming is what I'm going to do. Just to get a couple of rosaries, just get a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
The economy is something I struggled with in Silksong of I was never flush with money. So I don't want to unlock in Silksong to unlock checkpoints. You have to pay often. And to unlock fast travel, you have to pay. And I don't want to, walking by a checkpoint and not be able to unlock it as you're like, oh, I could really use a checkpoint, kind of stinks. So I want to have a little money in the pocket before I go into the next act there. But that's what I'm up to in there. And then a game we'll talk more about, I think, next week or when we get a chance to revisit it. Morsels.
That's what I was going to play until Sektori came my way.
I played some of it. It's a weird game, and I'm not going to go into exactly all the mechanics of it here. I'll talk about it with you when you've played it some, Brad, because maybe you can help me parse some of it out. But it basically is a game where you start as a tiny little creature, and then you can switch into other creatures. Basically, you collect them, and you can switch, and they have different mechanics. The mechanics are more like a top-down twin-stick shooter as you're going through this very weird, almost Genesis-like world, and I say Genesis in terms of like a Toe Jam and Earl vibe world. It's grungy. That's the vibes I was getting. It's just weird. It's a weird
like the look of it.
Landscape. It's kind of cool. We'll talk more about it later. I'm curious about it. I think I don't understand it quite yet. I need to get back and play some more.
Is it run based?
Yes.
It's not just a big open world start to finish story game.
I definitely died multiple times.
Yeah.
Sometimes very, very quickly.
Yeah, I want to check that game out. Like, it's kind of hard to juggle multiple of those games at the same time. Like I'm still playing Ball Pit. I don't know if you guys are or not.
I have not touched it in a while.
I am here and there. I've actually been playing more Megabonk than I've been playing that.
Oh God, I haven't touched Megabonk in like a month or more. Like, I'm kind of happy to have freed myself. How many characters you got in Megabonk?
At least 10.
Okay. Can't remember.
I think I might have 11, but I don't remember exactly.
Who's on the hoverboard? Is it the skeleton on the hoverboard?
The skeleton is on the skateboard hoverboard thing.
I think that might be the last character I got before I put it down.
I just unlocked the ninja.
Okay.
He's got a katana.
Katana, I think katana is the best weapon in the game.
Kitana.
It does a lot of crit damage.
Mm-hmm. It sure does. Anyway, yeah, I want to check out Morsels, but I kind of want to finish Ball Pit as well.
Finish Ball Pit?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a finishable game. Like, it's just got levels and characters to unlock, and then you beat it with everybody and you're done.
Wow. I don't know if Morsels is a finishable game, but it might be. But we check it out. We'll try and talk about it in the future here. I'm going to put a little bit more time into it to try and unpack what's going on there, but my curiosity is piqued. Before we get out of the video game section, Brad Shoemaker, there is one game here that you have played that I would not have expected to come up on this list. But then when you mentioned it and I thought about it, I was like, yeah, okay.
It makes a certain amount of sense.
Yeah,
there's a theme.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
Maybe
you heard of
it? No, like, don't like worry. No re-release. Nope. Something didn't drop.
It actually,
Metal Gear Solid.
Like coming off Death Stranding has got me thinking about Kojima and also just kind of like auteur Japanese game designers more broadly, which we'll also address briefly in the news. So I downloaded Nier Automata over the weekend, although I did not actually fire it up. Because once again, who has time to play 7 to 8 year old video games?
Especially ones that are fairly long.
When you could be playing nearly 30-year-old video games.
Like Metal Gear Solid.
Like
a classic.
For a second, I was like, how many different places do I own this game? How many different ways do I have to play this game?
How many do you have?
I don't know. I didn't bother to tally them.
How many do you think? More than 2 or 3?
Like, okay, I still have my original PlayStation copy in the closet. And at least I think I have a functional PlayStation around here. I've got the Mister behind me.
Okay.
I think I own at least 1 or 2 of the MGS collections that have been produced over the years.
Was there a GameCube Metal Gear Solid?
Oh, well, Twin Snakes. Does that count? Twin Snakes kind of its own thing.
Kind of its own thing.
Yeah. I would think of that as a distinctive game. And he didn't, like, Kojima didn't. Well, no, he was pretty involved in that game, wasn't he? I can't remember how much he had to do with that. Anyway, that game holds up pretty well.
Did you see this? Like, you leave footprints in the snow and you can see your breath.
Like, that game, like, is weirdly still kind of impressive in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like, in multiple ways. Like, the underwater filter at the beginning, if you go underwater in that loading dock area, is like, man, that's like really good looking water transparency for the fucking PlayStation.
It's even swimmier vertices.
Which I think of as one of the worst holding up consoles of all time.
The PlayStation?
Yeah, man. I think most large swaths of that catalog are pretty rough visually to go back to at this point for me.
I think that whole generation is just kind of a rough one to try and reinsert yourself into.
You're not wrong though. Like the footprints in the snow and all that stuff is like, man, they were really going for it here. But it was the storytelling techniques holding up as well as they do that really surprised me. Because like you may not remember at this point that like the characters don't have faces in that game.
Oh right,
like, if you go back and look,
graphics,
like
yeah.
Like visually, you can like barely make out eyeballs and mouths on their faces, and they do not animate. Like
just a texture, right? Yeah.
And all of the talking is implied through kind of head bobbing in the cutscenes, but like I'm like shocked how well it works dramatically still.
Yeah, I got those codecs.
Well, the other codecs, yeah, sure, but I'm talking the in-game cutscenes. Like the really kind of dramatic action scenes and stuff. It's like for as primitive as that stuff looks, like at a point you pretty quickly just stop paying attention to how primitive it is and just kind of get back into the story again. Like I'm pretty impressed that it held up as well as it did. Also, that game is like, I know this was like, it was kind of notorious for this at the time. That game is so much shorter than I remember.
Oh, wait, how far did you get? Like
I think I clocked, no, definitely not that far, but I clocked it. Like you're watching Decoy Octopus die at like 37 minutes in.
Okay.
Or that was on my save, and that was even probably with a little bit of screwing around in the, like there's not a lot of game there before.
Were you skipping scenes at all? Or
No, that was watching everything. But like it's the loading dock, the helipad, the tank hangar, and then you're in it, like with that.
It's
first
a lot
major,
of running around though and backtracking.
Where you meet. Yeah, you're not wrong, but like Meryl, Decoy Octopus, like all that stuff just happens really fast. Like I in my memory, that stuff is so much more spread out.
I mean, like when you didn't know what you were doing, and you're like, "What do I need to get through here?"
Yeah.
How do I beat this guy?
Spend 20 minutes just backing up against walls to see the camera angle swing down because that's so novel.
And knock on them. Do you think you would have an appetite if Konami did it to? Well, okay. Can I just play imaginary video game development for a second? Let's just say, I know it'll never happen. We all know it's not going to happen. But Konami said, you know what, Kojima, you can touch Metal Gear again, and they redid it in their new engine, in their what is it? What's their engine called?
Which one?
The Decima engine.
Decima is the one they use. The Gorilla.
If they
engine.
redid a Metal Gear in the Decima engine with that fidelity and got actors that looked like people in the game, would you have an appetite to?
Nah.
No, you don't want it. You're happy.
Wait, Kojima doing it or
yes? This is the made up part where like he's able to go back and recreate. Nah, I don't want it.
I don't need that. He made those games already. I don't typically like.
I'm just curious what it would look like.
Remakes are fine. Well, I think we'll find out in relatively short order when Fizzent comes out, because I think that's exactly what that is.
Or I guess it would pretty much look like those scenes in Death Stranding 2 when you're fighting against. Let's just say the scenes in Nirvana.
Right. Well, there are significant parts of that game that just look like Metal Gear. Like,
yeah. Right. Exactly.
Like the Yoji Shinkawa design stuff is pretty consistent through all of that company's games. So
I mean, I don't think Konami would necessarily put a ton of money into a full remake of a Metal Gear quite yet, because I think doing that without Kojima would be. I think we're too close.
Well, that's what that Snake Eater re-release pretty much just was, but
that's not one.
No. Oh, you mean the first one specifically?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think Snake Eater still looked. Maybe my memory of Snake Eater's way off base.
It's better for sure.
Yeah. Because one, like you said, one is a polygonal game.
Yeah, like Twin Snakes is okay, but it's kind of a different thing.
Were we getting any new Metal Gear stuff? Are we done? Is Konami
I think Delta was kind of it for.
Okay.
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I mean,
but nothing that you know that's announced. That
definitely
is
nothing announced. I mean, like
new, not a remake.
Okay. Yeah, they could farm something else out to somebody. I think making a new Metal Gear is a very fraught proposition, though.
Sure. That's
not to say that Konami, in their infinite wisdom, will not try it, but
they'll just make a sequel to Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, that's what everybody wants.
I kind of liked Metal Gear Survive.
I'm not saying you can't like Metal Gear Survive. I'm just saying they're never going to make another one.
I tapped out after like 20 hours, so maybe it gets way worse after that, but I kind of was way into Survive for a while.
And people liked Acid, right? Acid.
Yeah, Acid's got huge, like a pretty good size fan base, for sure.
I think Rory liked Acid a lot.
Oh, yeah.
All right, solid, though. Still a solid game.
Mm-hmm.
Great. A Metal Gear Solid game.
Yes. No, I thought that's what you were doing.
Yeah. No, I just want to spell it out. I want to be like, I want to be like Kojima, just really, really just hammer it out there. Yeah. No subtlety.
I think I'm like building a list of games to replay in retirement, basically.
What's not the list? What's the retirement? What are these words?
Like, I mean, I'm just theoretically
right.
In a theoretical situation where I no longer felt responsible to keep up with current releases.
Okay, good.
There's like a growing list of games that I now have enough distance from that I actually kind of would like to go back and see how they hold up or how they strike me in this day and age.
In your nostalgic childhood summer break,
sure.
You got 3 months, just pick a game and play it, kind of thing.
Yeah, and like MGS is one of those, although that game is short enough, you could even I could like work that in pretty easily.
I'm not saying that you should do it, but if you ever wanted to just not have the same experience but do it on a stream, just saying. It's not the sit back and relax and enjoy this on personal time experience. I'm making that very clear.
I
would watch you play a Metal Gear.
Mm-hmm.
I know how important that game is to you as coming up for you. So I'd be curious what you think about that.
I was living in the dorm without a television when that game came out, and I straight up like begged my friend who lived off campus if I could like borrow his living room for whatever spare evenings he was going to be out. I was just like, hey, can I just bring my PlayStation to your house?
So you had
just hang a controller on the doorknob so that you know not to bother you.
He had a 27-inch TV, and it was definitely, I mean, the game is short enough that I think it only probably took 2 or 3 evenings to play through or something.
That's funny.
But it was full on just like, hey, next time you're going out, can I just like come over and play this game at your house while you're gone?
Well, and I'm sure other people would be grateful if you wanted to take us through that experience. I played that game way later in my life. Oh yeah, I didn't have a PlayStation in college. I saw people playing it. I didn't have a PlayStation in college, and so I think I might have played it after like 2002 or 3.
Oh, that's wild because we were deep into PS2, and I mean, the Xbox was out by then. Like games had
I think I played it on a PS2.
So
I think I played it on the backwards compatible PS2.
Huh?
Or what's the PlayStation that I think it was the PlayStation? I think it was the PS2 revision that had like the flip up top, right? Like
the Slim.
The Slim, yeah. I think I played it on a Slim.
Okay,
at the time.
Wow, yeah, that's like late PS2.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep, it still held up. And then I was able to move right into 2, and just keep it rolling. And then I played all the Final Fantasy games I missed. And I'll tell you what, games are trash.
Yeah,
it's never good. They're all trash games.
Yeah, who would waste their time?
Nope. 7's all right
on all of that.
And even then,
9. Just become damn Pokemon games at some point.
I mean, we all know the only good one is 11.
I didn't play that one. What's the one?
Peak Final Fantasy is just breaking the junction system in 8 until you're completely unstoppable.
That's the Pokemon. That Edge is that is that the character with the gun sword?
Oh, Squall
with
the gunblade.
That's
yes.
8.
Yep.
And then 9 is the one I like with where we're returned back to our little. And then 10 is 10 is what is it? Chaos? It's always chaos. Orin
is a character in
Titus.
Titus. Yeah, Sin is the antagonist of.
How is it not Titus?
Sin.
You know,
I don't know.
Why not?
It just is.
Raiden, Titus Titus. 11, 12. What are we up to now? 16?
Mm-hmm.
Is there
17 should be on the way. Eventually.
16 maybe did not go as well as they hoped.
I mean, we still got a 7 part 3 that we got to get through.
I think I might have actually just deleted 16 off my PS5 to free up space the other day, which was kind of, I'd been resisting it, but I don't think I'm ever going to get through the end of that game as much as I actually liked it quite a bit.
And what are our online ones? That's 13?
11 and 14.
14. Okay.
You know, the one you played a bunch, 14.
I always call, people get mad at me because I always call it Final Fantasy Online because I can never remember the numbers of them. I really,
I mean, it is basically that. It's just Final Fantasy Online.
I still think they should not have numbered those games, but I've said that a million times.
You can never stop them.
Was 11 called Online? Did they just call it Online?
There was like Online was kind of like subtext or subscript in the logo or whatever, but.
So is that just a hole now in the Final Fantasy universe? Like, is Final Fantasy 11 a playable thing that you can do
it's
at
still
all?
Playable. Yeah, it's still going.
You can?
Oh, yeah.
You can, like, log in?
Oh, yeah.
And be in...
There are thriving link shells out there.
Really?
I'm sure.
Is it... Do you have to pay?
Yeah. Still a going concern.
Wait, so people are paying for 11 and or 14?
Dude, there is a new EverQuest expansion coming out in 3 weeks.
It's amazing.
Like clockwork, EverQuest gets a new expansion every December since 1999.
We should jump into EverQuest.
People find their MMO and then they just stay there.
That's true.
Is the lesson.
I'm sure. All right. Well, you can talk about Metal Gears or Final Fantasy. Feel free to list out your favorite Metal Gear / Final Fantasy. The two franchises that probably have very passionate. You know what? There are other franchises out there, but in my heart, those are the ones that people really get upset about. That's going to do it, I think, for the games here. I'm still playing through Silent Hill F. I've got mixed feelings on that one so far.
I almost fired. Like, I needed a little time after Death Stranding, honestly, after 100. I'm at like 120 hours in that game.
Nice.
I'm not like playing it daily, but I still want to get the platinum. But I was like, I needed like a week before I move on to another big game, and I was like debating Silent Hill.
I don't know if
F.
this is a big game.
Well, not big in length, but like a story, like something that's like at least a like couple week commitment to like really consume everything.
I think I don't know how long this is going to wind up being. We've done 3 streams so far, so let's say it's around 6 hours of game time. I'm not sure how long this game is. I think it's just the combat that I'm not loving in it. I'm very aware that it could be a thing where I'm playing it on the stream, and that could affect some of my perception of it. Sometimes I have to move quickly because people have outs, or if we got to wrap up a thing, and that definitely I'm aware of that. I'm just not sure I'm digging the moment to moment combat in the game so far.
I mean, that's been me in every Silent Hill game, so I'm not surprised.
We'll see. That remake was great. I thought that remake was a lot of fun. So we'll see. No ranged weapons yet in that game. So I don't know if that happens later on. And some of the hitbox stuff just feels weird. It feels like there's a lock on, and sometimes it feels like the character's not hitting, and I'm getting interrupted in ways that I don't want to. But I still like the vibes.
They just put out an update that lets you skip parts of it on New Game Plus.
Okay, interesting.
So I wonder if that's like kind of a nod toward letting people see the new content that changes after you beat it once, without forcing you to play the whole game again.
That'd be great. That'd be cool. Silent Hill F, if you want to catch us playing it, I'm playing it with Abby Russell. And Alex, you're going to be back maybe next time?
I'll definitely be back next time.
I can't remember when you're traveling. I think
I leave on Thanksgiving because I was one of those people that's like, there will be less people in the airport on Thanksgiving. Also, my partner could not get Wednesday off, so we had no choice.
Well, bless you.
Yeah.
I straight up abandoned my Thanksgiving travel plans due to all the fucking chaos.
Wow. Go play Silent Hill F.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Just go knock out those Mr. Impossible missions or whatever in Death Stranding.
Don't get me started. That's a weird one. I don't have any.
Oh,
all of their orders are for. Also, did you meet them?
I haven't done it. I haven't picked that game back up.
This is your fault. You have now begun a Death Stranding conversation.
No. I'm gonna bounce out.
You didn't connect them.
Nope. Not yet.
I was okay. A, you should go connect them because they are some real assholes.
Okay.
B, who they are kind of blew my mind. They're the directors of Talk to Me.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
They are those dudes, those brothers that directed Talk to Me and Bring Her Back. Like,
that's funny.
They are YouTubers / horror filmmakers.
Well, maybe we'll check back in on another time for more Death Stranding 2 stuff. But for now, we're going to take another break. We're going to come back, man. There's a bulk of games. There's a bulk of games. There's many games. Like your cart just gets full of games. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the news a bit. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and it is time for some news here. We'll start off with a little Ubisoft news, and look, we live in the gaming space where anything is possible, and by anything, I mean consolidation and mergers are happening all the time, so it was probably no surprise that when Ubisoft said they were going to delay their earnings reporting, people were like, they're bought, they sold, that's it.
Oh, it's the easiest jump to make in the world.
I mean, they've had a long history of...
They are the original publisher fending off a hostile takeover for years now.
Yes.
They killed Vivendi.
Since we were covering E3s in the Standard in Los Angeles or streaming over press conferences, remember, Ubisoft was out there like annually under threat of being taken over by somebody.
So, Brad, we got I guess, would you call it a resolution to this?
Or news that a resolution is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, was this last Friday, I think? Or last Thursday?
It must have been before or after our podcast.
Ubisoft effectively delayed their earnings report and also asked the relevant stock exchange to halt trading of their shares last week, which, of course, got everybody going, all right, hold on to your butts. Here we go.
Say again, it is the easiest leap in the world to make.
They just announced this morning at the time of this recording that they are going to finally make that earnings report and resume trading on Friday, 2 days hence.
Mm-hmm.
So either we'll find out why the delay or maybe we won't. Like maybe there's some big news, maybe there's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to know.
Some of the speculation, especially in this link that you posted, seemed to just be like, it could just be an accounting thing. They just needed more time to figure out how to account.
But if it is that,
I
feel like they absolutely will say that. Because that's like the easiest thing in the world to explain away of we had an accounting issue, we are dealing with it.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're not that far removed from EVMO going on stage and like linking hands with everybody.
Yeah.
Going, hey, we're still a company.
Right.
So maybe they want people to, I mean, we're not financial analysts here, but maybe they would want people to know, like, hey, it's just a mundane accounting thing. Like, don't
worry about it.
I don't know, but
we're not just completely selling to Tencent at this point.
Not sure everyone's buying that yet.
I mean, I keep forgetting that they spun off that entity this year to kind of take control of some of their IP, and that Tencent is invested in like a quarter of that thing, which is now overseeing Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and Rainbow Six.
That's a murderer's row of their properties.
Just like most of their stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll find out, but they are gonna go. Ubisoft's back on the market come Friday, and we'll see if they have any announcements to make other than
they're back on the stock market. They're not necessarily, I mean, they might be back on the market.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I feel like I'm almost reaching some level of fatigue with this era of mergers and acquisitions that I'm like, let's just get it over with. Can we just finish the consolidation?
It's one giant company.
Like there's no point to the dance anymore, right? Like we've come to expect this level of just, just fucking rubber stamp this shit all the way through now.
Right. There's no stopping it at this point. Like, can we just get it over with so I can start adjusting to the new reality?
I think the fatigue part for me, other than we've talked a lot about all the mergers and stuff, and the problems with the fatigue part for me feels a little more akin to, I don't know, all the like acquirers must be like, I already got mine. You're late to the dance here, and they're like,
oh, you got stuck with Ubisoft.
Yeah. Like, well, at least it wasn't Warner. Like, kind of like who's like, there's you're starting to be like, who can we sell to? Who's left? I need a date to this merger prom.
I'll buy anything, anyone.
It's sick, man. It is, and I don't mean sick and like sick. It's sick in an unhealthy way. Because there's a lot of international money out there, and it's going to be a weird one. By the time,
let's be clear, it's the Saudis are the ones that are being talked about in a lot of these breaths, and that is what they are.
That's EA already.
It already is EA, and it's already SNK, and it's a bunch of other things in gaming too.
Yeah, their initiative. I mean, this is just a gut feeling, but their initiative is the one I would expect to buy more companies if I had to guess, as opposed to like we're a big company, and as opposed to like, oh, we're a huge company and we got our one video game publisher. Like now we have a stake in the video game market. Like they're the ones that I would kind of most believe would keep snapping companies up.
In some weird way, I don't think this will happen. It's probably a long shot, but I would not be completely blown away if something like, maybe I would be blown away if something like a Disney wanted to pick up a Ubisoft and start doing video games for realsies again. They've had, maybe. I know Outlaws didn't do gangbusters, but like I feel like for some reason they seem like a fit. Like Disney.
I see what
Ubisoft.
You're saying. Yeah. I can see how you slot that in.
They're so international. Ubisoft is a big one.
Yeah, they're big, but they're not so big that it's not impossible to imagine a Disney level company at least making a play at something like that. I just wonder if Disney is going to get back into game development if they want to find a company with less baggage. And I'm not saying there's any publisher out there they could possibly acquire that has no baggage.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Ubisoft does come with a lot.
Yeah, I get the sense that Disney's licensing thing is going pretty well at this point.
Totally.
It is, but I do think at some point they will get a wild hair up their ass. Like, what if we just started making these internally again?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot and a pop culture idiot at that. But the Pandora Avatar stuff, is that Disney?
No, that's Ubisoft. Or you mean who owns the property?
Yeah.
I actually don't know what is Cameron's stake in that, but yes, it is. Yes. Fox was
okay, so that wasn't as absurd a question. Okay, for some reason it feels very Disney to me, but I guess
there was one
Fox.
step of removal, but you got there. Yes.
Okay. All right. So
I guess they do just own it outright. Like I always think like James Cameron is like the most grossingest director in history. You would think he retained some amount of rights, but maybe not.
Doesn't have to. Why? What is it? Why buy the cow when you get the revenue dividends for free, I guess.
More than any other director, I guarantee you there is no director on earth that wants his shit to be made by other people long after his death than James Cameron. He wants you to keep making Avatar movies 1,000 years after he's dead.
Dude, he flat out said after the first Avatar, quite literally the reason he said we're going to make 4 more of these is like, hey, we made all these assets already. Why wouldn't we? We've already got all these models. He's a video game
developer at heart.
100%.
Gotta just get rid of that grain. No more film grain.
I feel like if I worked for a studio run by James Cameron, I would go insane. That man is such a weird perfectionist and so in the weeds with everything. Like, that seems like a maddening person to work for.
I know people who have worked with him, and the stories are true.
So you said the most grossingest director. Does that just mean his movies have made the most profit?
They always make a lot of money.
I haven't done the math, but I have to assume. I cannot imagine there is a single director that has brought in more gross than him.
Like Spielberg,
I feel like Ridley Scott maybe in the neighborhood. Like
Titanic was #1 for a very long time, and it was only toppled by his other movie, Avatar.
Yeah.
And I know the second Avatar did extremely well also.
But you think on like if you average out all of the movies, you don't think a Spielberg tops it?
Maybe. Like, Spielberg is really prolific. He has put out a lot of stuff.
But he's not always the most box office boffoest director.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's had a few flops.
Cameron does make just if you want to make a Cameron movie at this point, right? Make a mince.
Jimmy Cams don't miss.
Yeah, I mean, you guys
I don't like them all, but they all make money. Is the thing.
I mean, he has got an incredible talent at crowd pleasing.
Yeah,
or at knowing what the mainstream will eat up.
Hey, all right. Sidebar question: did Terminator 1 do well at the box office, or was it only T2 that destroyed it?
So
it did well. I think it was more of like a slow burn cult hit, if I remember correctly, than a full on like box office explosion.
So $78 million on a $6.4 million budget. So incredible return.
I think it was a word of mouth movie, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, that was his first like real big movie that was not Piranha 3D.
Listen, and then Roger Corman brought a lot of great directors into our world. He gave them opportunities early on.
What's his biggest bomb?
Piranha 2 was his, not Piranha 3D.
What's his least successful movie?
Probably that one.
Well, like post Terminator, like
maybe The Abyss or True Lies, but that's like a pretty high bar still.
Okay, all right. Well, Ubisoft probably going to do more. If they could make a Titanic video game, they would have done it. I'm sure at this point. Seems like something Eve would want.
I think we're on the video game Titanic now.
That's it. That's right. The band's still playing.
We are the band.
Nice. We have some a passing here. A cancer story. So, obligatory fuck cancer. But
she said so.
Yep.
In her final message.
Rebecca Heineman. And if you don't know Rebecca Heineman, kind of an amazing figure. Long history. I had to do a little bit of watching because I didn't know that she was the one responsible for the 3DO port, which is maybe the most infamous bullet point on this list
of Doom specifically.
Of Doom. I think I've had a YouTube video on the porting of 3DO Doom on my watch later list for like 3 years that I keep meaning to get to.
I just watched it a day or two ago, maybe it was yesterday, and it's a video. Maybe not the same one, but it was great. I wish I knew exactly who put it together, but it was really interesting. It was made about 2 years ago. Yeah,
she's better known as Burger Becky. I was not super familiar with her because her like real like their biggest credits are from like computers from before I was playing games on computers, like early Interplay. Like she's kind of like a founding Interplay member. Like did Bard's Tale 3. A bunch of like Apple II GS type stuff, like early home computer game stuff.
She was also big into like early competitive gaming too, wasn't she? Like,
I think that's like as a teenager she won. Was it a Space Invaders tournament?
Yeah,
was kind of another claim to fame there, but primarily like in the Interplay orbit of like early PC games, computer games,
first
RPGs and stuff.
Ever video game national champion.
I didn't know her well, but I knew her partner who passed away early last year, Janelle Jacques, who worked on Quake 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was reading her plan file updates in the 90s. Like just a huge outpouring of respect and admiration for Heineman this week from like Obsidian and Brian Fargo and Double Fine and just like a bunch of the people who worked on especially old school computer games from back in the day.
I'll say if you some quick things from the 3DO Doom port that was in that story was she. I don't know if you guys know too much about the history of 3DO. It's kind of a mess.
Yeah.
But there was this. They wanted to bring Doom to the 3DO, and Brad, have you ever seen the cutscenes that were going to be put into the?
No, I remember reading
FMV cutscenes.
I remember reading that some clueless management was demanding cutscenes in this port or something. But
this is the port, and she was the one who was supposed to put them in. And did you know that there are stills from the green screen work?
No.
And
See, I didn't know cutscenes ever actually got produced. That's fucked up.
So apparently they did, and she was like, "These are just not going in." According to this thing, she had to like contact John Cormack. Apparently, the person who I forget his name who contracted her to do the port. She had said months. I'm getting some of this, just condensing some of this.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, don't you just have a copy of the game? Can't you just?
Yes, that's right. I read she basically had to reverse engineer the game.
She had to contact John Cormack for the Jaguar code for it personally. I guess she had known John Cormack from some other stuff, and then he was like, what about the cutscenes? It's kind of an amazing story.
I need to go watch that.
And it runs in a smaller window to reach its 15 frames a second. So they collapse the size of the window to get it to run.
Wasn't there something that like they had promised that it would be on 3DO by holiday or something?
Something like that.
She had to port the game in like 10 weeks or whatever. Although
that's exactly right.
It's less porting and more just like recreating from scratch from the sound of things.
Yeah, and so the interesting thing too, Alex, I don't know if you know this, but the music is done by that guy's band. She sent the music from Doom from the Jaguar game, like I think from the Jaguar version, to the guy who was leading the charge there, and I guess he had a band who then covered all the Doom music, and that's what made it onto the 3DO port.
Incredible.
And she was like, the band was actually not bad. They had some chops, or at least that was in the commentary I was watching. And I listened to some of it. I'm like, oh, sure. Yeah. This is like a weird interpretation of some of this. Was it E1M1? This is like a interesting vibe there. So really interesting story there.
Yeah. Not without digressing too much. There has been some rumbling about a 3DO Mr. Core being in the works.
Interesting.
I really hope that happens at some point. I mean, there's some amount of 3DO emulation available, but not a ton.
But that's one of the more challenging ones to get emulated, right?
I don't know. I don't know about it's probably getting there. I think it's less. I don't think it's more just lack of interest.
That's fair.
Lack of people that care about the 3DO enough to do the work. But I hope that comes to. I would like to spend some time with the 3DO library at some point
without actually having to spend money on it.
Yes. This just further highlights the importance of what the digital eclipses of the world are doing with the Gold Master stuff. You know, like we're getting to the point now. The industry is finally old enough. We keep saying it, where the original luminaries of game development are not going to be around forever.
Yeah,
and it's just that much more important to like document their stories, and
they're amazing. Yeah. She had amazing history in video games, and the more I was reading about it, the more I was amazed that anything got done, if only by the will of some really smart and talented people. These are just people who, despite other people's best efforts, made video games. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, shout out, go look up Rebecca Heineman, and read her tale. It's really, really interesting. And some good footage out there if you want to go look. She did talks and was very active in the LGBTQ plus community and a bunch of diversity stuff, and just that 3DO Doom port story is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Yoko Taro in
an interesting figure.
And it is an interesting figure.
Like I said, auteur game designers, particularly in Japan, have kind of been on the brain last week or two. this is like kind of a non-story, sort of, but it caught my eye for that exact reason. As a matter of fact, like I said, I both downloaded Nier Automata over the weekend and also listened to the soundtrack for the first time in quite a long time. And like, goddamn, what a killer soundtrack that game has. But
yes.
Also a great game.
Still listen to it from time to time.
Yes. But anyway, Yoko did a interview panel kind of thing with Hideki Kamiya, of all people, at a South Korean conference, where he was more or less asked,
like, what did you been up to?
You got a game coming? And effectively said, like, I've been working on all kinds of stuff and it keeps getting canceled, is basically what he said.
So he's not a full-time Square Enix employee, right?
I'm not sure.
I think he's technically a freelance designer.
Okay, that might be the case.
I don't, like, look, Nier had to have sold decently, right?
I think it sold better than any other game he'd ever made up to that point. That's
like
for sure.
Easily. I think what is it, like 9 million globally, I think is what I read over the weekend. I'm looking.
Speaking of word of mouth things.
Yes. Game had sold over 9 million copies as of December 2024. So
did in the laudatory circuit, right? Like,
I would guess by Drakengard and other Nier standards, that's like enormous.
Yeah, I would think so.
I don't know. I wonder what's going on. Like, I don't know much about Yoko Taro. Like, if people don't know Yoko Taro, does he still wear the moon head?
Yes, he still wears the moon head in any public appearance.
Like, really interesting character, but I don't know that much about Yoko's personal life.
Some of that's by design, I think. But
okay,
I would also say, like, I don't know a lot about him either. This isn't totally surprising to me because I have to imagine Square Enix is just a fucking weird, like, trash fire all the time these days. It does not surprise me that they are probably having people start up projects and then deciding, that's actually not the right thing and moving on because they need something to hit. And especially with a designer who I don't think is a full-time Square Enix employee, it's probably easier to say, we're not going to invest in that. Move on to something else. But I don't know, man. I would love to play whatever the next game is that he makes that is maybe not a mobile game.
Didn't he do a raid for Final Fantasy 14, I believe?
There was a whole Nier-themed thing, and he also did some design work on that,
Right. I do appreciate this line from... this is from an auto translation as published by Video Games Chronicle. Since I've been paid for it, it's no personal problem for me, but because nothing has been released as output, it looks like I haven't been working.
Well,
you'd be amazed what goes on behind the scenes.
Anyway, this just reminded me when I saw the story that it's been 8 freaking years since that game came out.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Like I said, time. I would love to play his next big project.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, well, again, just to put a cap on it, nothing announced.
Nothing announced.
Nothing announced.
But working on stuff.
But constantly working on stuff. Things that also have been announced and continue to be worked on. The Keeley Awards have been announced, or at least the nominations have been announced. We talked a little bit on the Ramblecast. Not really a lot of surprises there, at least for me, in the top 6.
People can go look these up if they want to know more. It's an awards list.
If I were more of a degenerate gambler and I were trying to put together the most likely odds for games that would be in the 2025 Keeley's Game of the Year Awards, pretty sure these are the 6. Maybe one of them I could swap in and out, but I'd say most of these are the ones I would immediately land on.
Does Polymarket have
I'm sure
odds on this stuff?
Dog, you can bet on anything now.
If there aren't, you could probably make up some things. I think the one I would have lost on was Donkey Kong. I'm not, but that's a me thing. And sure, it makes sense when you guys said it that it was in there.
Oh no, I'm looking at it. I found at least one running bet here.
Boy, you're gonna get some cookie, man. You need to delete your cookies.
One Nintendo game was always going to find its way into that Game of the Year. That's what I believe. And if Mario Kart World had hit a lot harder than it did, I think it could have been that. I think Bonanza is just the Nintendo game that took this year.
Sure. It's a great game.
Yeah, this is not me dissing Donkey Kong. Yeah. It's a great game. It probably is in my top 10.
Yeah, I mean, maybe for me. Yeah, maybe I have to really think about it.
Not that high on it, but it's probably in the list.
They're just like a bunch of other games. I mean, it's only 6 games that are nominated. There's just a bunch of other games that I would have placed on that list aside from Donkey Kong. But
if I was making my list,
which we
probably would not look much like this. I'm just talking about what seemed the most likely. What are we here to actually talk
Here's
about?
the story here is Megabonk has withdrawn itself from the Game Awards nomination.
Why?
It's too
developer, good. That's right. It was nominated in the like best debut indie category, and then the developer basically came out and said like, "Hey, I've made other games before. I'm just now making this is my first game under the current name that I'm operating under, or I've made So literally says Megabonk is not my debut game. It doesn't, I appreciate the nomination, but it doesn't feel right in this category. You should vote for another one of the amazing debut titles. They're all amazing games.
I think it's a stand-up move.
I have the utmost respect for this move.
Yeah, this is... And Keeley has since come out and said, hey, we're going to honor this request. Megabonk will be removed from nomination.
Yeah.
In this category. I don't think they're going to replace it with anything.
It would be weird maybe to do that because like then you're saying, okay, well, you weren't good enough for the initial cutoff, but I guess we'll throw you in there, right?
I also respect this move. I'm just going to say somewhat cynically, I think this is also pretty smart marketing.
Yeah.
Like I think
for this award.
I think this might actually be better marketing than being in this category, and like
maybe
winning it would be superior, but like this is not an ineffective marketing strategy. I'm going to be real.
This will reach fewer people than the nominees will, but I'm with you. The people who are like, what? Wait, why did it? Who look into it and be like, yeah, man, I've been around. I made some other good games. This is, I'm just too good for this debut indie stuff.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
I don't think Megabonk is an award nominating game. It is a lot of fun.
It's addictive as fuck. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
Look, I haven't played Megabonk, but do you know the other games that are in this category?
Not off the top of my dome.
It's Blueprints, Claire Obscure, Dispatch, and I don't know this other one, Despelote?
Despelote.
Do you know that one?
Yeah, it is set in Quito, Ecuador around the turn of the century, and it is largely about football.
Okay.
I can tell you.
All those games, to me, I mean, I Expedition 33, I guess technically is indie. I mean, again, that definition goes weird. All those games, absolutely, I would think are fit within the framework of that category.
I don't know, man. Maybe not.
It's a weird category.
I think
it's always a weird category. It's like it's almost games for impact level weird.
Yeah, like we can't do this Dave the Diver shit again.
No, I'm not going to, but I'm just saying Megabonk as a game.
Claire Obscure seems a little too published by a major publisher to me, for example. So like at this point, like what is an indie game? But we did this last year.
Also, it's a big debut, and it did take the world by storm. Megabonk, it's 3D Vampire Survivors.
Just call this best debut then.
I think it's a weird category. I think the whole thing is just...
I think all their categories are weird, mostly.
Yeah, I think all their categories are weird. My point being, I don't know in this category, the legs Megabonk, having not played it, the legs Megabonk would have had up against a Blueprints or Claire Obscure or Dispatch.
It's kind of what led me to thinking like, this is like this might be kind of a savvy marketing move to rather than hang in a category you probably don't think you're going to win. What if you withdrew? And again, I'm not like doubting the developers.
No, I think
intentions
it's genuine.
Here. Like it seems quite genuine to me.
I think you could probably do a pretty easy clarification for this category, by the way, if you just spelled out indie as independent studio, like best independent studio debut, which would at least not connotate indie as an indie game, like, oh, these are like smaller indie games. Just say this is an independent studio and start from there, and then you can move into more clarification.
Just going to say it again. Indie is dead. Like the term, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
It's entirely vibes based at this point.
That's right. Yeah. It really
just like everything else in society. So hey, at least it's consistent.
Yeah.
We're vibe podcasting.
Best debut game created by a new independent studio.
Yeah, that really rolls off the tongue. Let's just get it a Mountain Dew sponsorship on top of it.
Look, it's better than calling it best indie. It's almost along the lines of saying like best adventure game at this point, where you're like, what the fuck does that even mean? What does that mean?
I'll be real. I just don't think we should do these kinds of categories anymore. Like, there isn't like best debut director at the Oscars. There isn't like, we don't specify things that way.
Do they not have that? They don't have like best new director or best debut film? Okay.
Nope.
Maybe they should. Maybe they should. Maybe we can all learn a thing. Maybe they should.
Those categories have to exist because the games that end up in them inevitably will not ever end up in their Game of the Year category the way that this thing is structured at this time. So this is how you get those games recognition, except for Expedition 33.
I think, well, that's what I was going to say. I think I don't know about Despalote, but I think whatever. You mentioned it before. If I were making my list, all of these games have a chance on that list.
On best debut indie, I don't think. No, for our lists.
From our list, yeah.
So, but I'm talking about the Game Awards list. I know how how they do these things, and I'm just saying they always trend toward the stuff that is just the most big and top of mind.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Award shows.
Hades 2 is really one of the top 6 games of the year? I don't know about that. But Hades was huge.
Yeah. Oh, what was it? Was it VGC? I think it was VGC that did a write-up this morning. All of the nominees by like Metacritic score.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hades 2 is the highest averaging, highest reviewed game on the Game of the Year list here.
Oh, yeah?
Fascinating.
Yeah. So.
Hades 2 didn't stick it for me quite there, but I haven't played a ton of it.
I do think it sold very well.
Brushed off of it. No Call of Duty on that top 6, huh?
No, absolutely not.
No.
How did we standardize on Expedition 33 and not Clair Obscure?
What do you mean? I'd say Clair Obscure.
Wait, no, you just called it Expedition 33.
I called it Expedition 33.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah,
almost everybody I see referring to that game as Expedition 33.
E33.
I just panicked, and that was the two parts of that title that I remembered in that moment.
That's kind of what I'm seeing on Discords and social media and just all over the place. People seem to refer to it by its subtitle and not its main title, which is just a weird inversion of how things usually go. It doesn't matter.
None of it matters.
Something that somebody who talks about video games for a lot of time every week thinks about a lot. Also, somebody who used to work on a video game wiki. You know, like how you title and refer to things is like a thing.
I call it Clair Obscure because you hear that name in the music all the time.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It's also just like it's also shorter. It's easier to say.
Sure, it's right there. It's the name of the game. Also, Dispatch is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Megabonk, classy move.
Yes.
Yeah.
I should play some Mega. You know what? You're right, Brad. That makes me want to play some Megabonk.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Sony, Concord. Speaking of a game that's not going to be on a list, Concord, a game that was and then wasn't very quickly, an online game that was and then wasn't very quickly.
Maybe the quickest that we've ever seen.
Possibly a cautionary tale, if there's a cautionary tale category, or a Brad, how is Concord back in the news? I thought we closed the book on this one.
I mean, I get the news would have been that private servers for this game have begun working in some capacity in a very private way, meaning like I think they were like kind of like invite only Discord and stuff for the time being. So, but the story now is that Sony has already, well, we don't know exactly what happened, but the people who were working on the Concord private servers have now announced like, hey, we're going to, due to worrying legal action, we've decided to pause invites for the time being, is the wording. So, seems like this probably will not go anywhere. I support the effort, though.
Yeah.
Private servers for like formerly closed games are always cool, whether the game is shut down or not, but especially if the game is shut down, because then that's the only way to play it.
Yeah.
Is this information here accurate? This says it launched on the 23rd of August and was shut down on the 6th of September.
It was
that quick.
It was 2 weeks.
Holy crap.
Yes,
in my mind, it was like at least a month.
It was fucking whiplash, man.
That is wild.
So,
I mean, there was a play test before that,
yes,
right?
There was a pretty lengthy beta, if I remember correctly. I'm with you, Brad, 100%. I support preservation in all its forms. There should be a server running every old online game somewhere, if only for museum purposes, if nothing else. I do wonder if the proximity to the big studio layoffs and everything that happened with them shutting that game in such a public and brutal way, they are worried about some weird legal shit that could crop up if people are just playing that game online right now somewhere. I'm not saying that Sony isn't just trying to crush, the things for the sake of copyright, but I also wonder if they are skittish about anything about that game just being out there right now.
That's possible. There's another rub here, which is that a build of that game leaked some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But the build was, I think, 9 or 10 months before release, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
And so who knows if the private server efforts here are partially based on that leaked build.
Could be.
And who knows what the provenance of that build is and how it was obtained. So that could play a role here as well. I do not know.
It could also just be, according to this story that's on This Weekend in Video Games.
This week in video games.
Sorry, This Week in Video Games. Their DMCA takedowns on YouTube for some of the footage they've been putting up. It could be asset sniffing. It could be stuff that is triggering flags. It could just be them with a video fingerprinting of things. I don't know, but they're videos of their custom server stuff happening. So they could also be Sony being like onto them.
That is kind of interesting, though, because you don't normally think about video game companies going out there and using sniffing tools to get footage of their own video games pulled down. That's more of a movies and music industry kind of thing.
GTA does it.
I know GTA does it, but they're fucking insane. So
I think Square does it as well.
Are you talking about like Content ID type stuff?
Content ID type stuff.
Content ID. Yeah, I think GTA and Square might have been the only ones I've ever seen do a video match. Square Enix audio matches all the time.
Yeah.
GTA, I think it was during some Game Award thing, was like, hey, the footage matched our footage from a trailer or something like that. But look, I don't know. It could also be them coming at them and saying this is a warning shot. Knock it off.
For a game that died in 2 weeks, you would definitely set a bot out there to be like, hey, if new footage of this game shows up, that's a problem for us.
Yeah. And look, fingerprinting with dynamic footage from gameplay can probably be pretty hard. I don't know if there's audio assets that could be fingerprinted, but we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Concord.
But there should be a server somewhere.
Once again, it just goes to show you can do stuff like this. You just can't talk about it publicly.
Yeah, right.
Or they will come for you.
The be cool rule always applies.
I mean, it's probably not likely, but I hope something happens with this at some point, because it's a real bummer for games to just disappear like this.
I do wonder, look, if you worked on it or you were a part of it and you want to email anonymously, I'm curious what you would think about that. Like, you spent all this time working on a thing, and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It sounds like in front of the scenes that it is dead in the water and nothing is happening. But
that's got to be such a maddening thing from a employee perspective of like, this can't go in my CV really, because I can't show any of the work that I did on it.
We're just people want to have fun with it, right? Like, enjoy the thing we made.
If you got credited on it, you can typically point to that. But yes, that's half the reason I wish this was still happening, was for the sake of the people who worked on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To be able to refer to their work,
or to see people enjoy it in some way. You spent so much time on it, tuning it, tweaking it, making these assets. See somebody play it, right?
Yeah.
See somebody enjoy it.
It's extremely unsurprising that Sony would do something like this, though. Like, most giant corporations would do similar. It's still a bummer, though.
Yeah.
Also, I fucking hate the way people talk about this game now.
Concord?
Yeah.
What do they say?
Mainly the grifter, outrage merchant types out there that just try to make hay out of every video game controversy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people talk about this game like it was some historic disaster. Like, it was not. It was fine.
The game itself. The game itself was just kind of middle of the road. It wasn't horrible.
That's what I mean. The circumstances around its rollout and then rapid shutdown, of course, were crazy.
Yes.
But people talk about the game itself like it's one of the worst games ever made. Like,
no.
Like, what?
Like, I think even we said, like, if that game got a few updates and maybe, like, changed some of its mechanics, like, it could have been really good.
Like I did not enjoy my time playing Concord. Like, it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, it was totally, it was not super groundbreaking or anything, but it was, like, a perfectly fine one of those.
Yeah.
As you've heard us say a million times about a million genres, you know what I mean, though. It was a perfectly serviceable hero shooter that was not unfun.
Like, the worst thing you can say about it is it just didn't have a lot of juice.
Right,
like, it just did not have much going for it.
Yeah.
But I think for me, that's look, I've said this before. I feel like I'm now somebody who has played a few hours in a lot of these games, and I could probably say that about 50% of the games that we've tried that are like this. Be like, hey, yeah, it's kind of there. It's not all the way there.
And plenty of those games have been end of life since we played them. It just didn't happen 2 weeks after launch. It's the exact same thing that's played out over and over with live service games.
I think also, like, I don't, again, the story probably still needs to be written about this. What the return was. This was in development for a while. So
there were numbers back around the time of this whole kerfuffle of the amount of money. I mean, it's never confirmed, but a lot. Like in the nine figures of budget and stuff.
I mean, it got one of those little shorts on the animated video game short.
Oh
thing
yeah.
Was it Netflix? Yeah. Yeah.
No, it was Amazon, I think.
Was it Amazon? Okay,
yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. So anyway, I agree with both of you. It would be cool for people who want to play Concord to be able to play Concord. Did they refund all purchases? It was so fast.
Yep.
Were you able to opt out of a refund?
Nope. They yanked it from libraries. Like, I've never seen that happen before. You literally can't. It no longer exists in your library if you owned it. You can't even download it.
So technically, nobody owns Concord.
It has been erased, effectively.
Except unless you bought a disc copy.
Oh, did they not come to your house and just take it back from you?
Nope.
All right. Well, that is the Sony possibly threatening legal action, but definitely getting DMCAs on YouTube for people showing their private server footage. Video games.
Fucking if you do this again, be cool, rules must apply.
That's right, man. Put them up on Vimeo.
Yeah, I mean, it's an impossible situation because if you do this kind of work, you want people to enjoy it, and there's kind of no way to get them to do that unless you talk about it, which then inevitably draws the corporate ire.
The big eye.
Just got to get the word out on the streets, man.
Read my zine. That's it for the news. Let's move into emails. Email address podcast@nextlander.com. 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 Brad Shoemaker, got a couple emails there for us?
Yes.
Great.
Travis and Fargo.
Oh.
Longtime emailer.
Uh-huh. Hello.
With an uncharacteristically video game themed question.
Okay.
The new Metroid Prime 4 trailer revealed speaking human NPCs. How do you feel about this? One of my favorite things about the Metroid series is the feeling of lonely exploration, and this trailer felt at odds with this.
Oh man, do people fucking hate that sidekick character, man.
Yeah, I did not watch that trailer because that game's out in 3 weeks and I just want to play it, and I don't need to see a trailer at this point, but I did see some stills of that character, and like, I don't know what to think. I definitely agree with you that type of thing feels a little out of place in Metroid. Although I think am one of the people who hated Other M the least on the planet.
Yeah, you are one of
like
the people.
That game, okay. Yeah, and that game still had some Metroid to it, despite plenty of story in there. But I don't know. Did you guys watch that trailer?
I did. No. I don't know, man.
Is that guy Quip?
Yeah, he's kind of like the bumbling idiot Quipper.
Yeah, that was the impression I got from screen grabs going around. But like, if he's only in it here and there sparingly, is probably okay.
Well, I think the problem was, so the last preview they did, the build was largely focused on stuff involving that character. So a lot of the preview coverage that came out was them talking about like, hey, there's this guy. And I don't know. What I saw from the trailer, it was like, yeah, it's kind of irritating, but whatever. But I also don't have a lot of preciousness around Metroid. So I'm like kind of willing to just go with whatever they are doing until I hate it. But I don't know. I do sort of agree with the sentiment, though, that like I do think the best Metroid is the most silent and haunting Metroid you can deliver.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't even love all the storytelling in Dread, honestly. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was kind of like Metroid does not need as much lore as they seem to be trying to inject into Metroid.
I mean, the Prime games are more lore, though. Those are,
I
feel like they're
the ones with the
space
puzzles more than anything else.
Well, and crucially, it's not lore about Samus. Like, I feel like Samus needs to be a player stand-in to a large degree.
Yeah, she's a cipher.
And Dread is where they start trying to build out this elaborate backstory for the Chozo, and like, oh, you're part Chozo, and you were raised by...
Did that stuff not come in like Fusion?
Some of that stuff might be from before a little bit.
I feel like there's like Samus is getting the Samus timeline lore, like the Zelda timeline lore, they're trying to make all the pieces fit.
But it's even less valuable.
Yes, I'm with you. And also, I would make a distinction between backstory and plot. Sure. Things that happen to Samus in Fusion are one thing, and where Samus came, like the mysterious, unexpected origin
with your
of Samus as having lived with the Chozo as a child or whatever the fuck they're doing now.
This was a DNA merge or something.
Is a whole separate thing.
I can't. My son just played through Dread again, and I was like, man, I forgot all about, especially the end of this game. I forgot just how bananas this gets.
Like Samus was best when she was just an enigmatic, cool as fuck space bounty hunter.
Do you know it's a woman under that
going
suit?
Out there doing the jobs,
Yeah.
Like,
if you beat it real quick, it's Samus in a bikini.
As we have established repeatedly, the things I grew up with for the best, okay?
That's right. I remember the Prime games being the ones that tried to really put a little bit more lore in there.
For sure. But
scan everything and learn everything.
Absolutely. But again, I think unless I'm forgetting stuff, it felt like it was much more around the space pirates and the places you were exploring and not so much you.
If there were more lore, I've forgotten it. What was the remake they did on the 3DS of 2?
Oh, 2, yes.
That was pretty good. That was good. All right. Cool suits. That's what I think about Metroid.
Yeah.
Cool suits.
She's a fucking strong lady in a cool suit. Like that's what Metroid is.
Yeah, like I'm really looking forward to trying 4 between that character and the motorcycle stuff.
Motorcycle stuff didn't do it for you?
Definitely starting to wonder, like, what is this game? But I will definitely give it a shot.
I just thought the motorcycle stuff, I have no problem with the motorcycle. I just thought it didn't look that fun or that good.
I mean, let's think about how long this game has been in development.
Yeah.
How many times they have probably started and stopped this thing along the way. At a certain point, they just said, get a couple of things, make it a game. And I think that's what they did.
Maybe Samus will pass the torch on to the sidekick. Maybe this is it for Samus. Samus at
finally,
the
idiot Metroid I've always wanted.
Just take my blaster. We'll see. Like you said, Brad, this game comes out in a hot minute, so we'll see how things go with Metroid Prime 4. And we get to end that chapter of the Metroid Prime speculation, which is pretty good. Then we get to just start talking about Metroid Prime 5. Was it December 4th?
8th, I want to say. Isn't it?
Soon. It's soon. Is it the 8th? Man. Anything December.
Very soon.
No, it is the 4th.
Damn, that's even sooner.
That is very soon. I should go Switch, too.
That's right. Get your Costco now.
Or maybe I'll just play it on the Switch one. No, I won't.
What? We got another email?
Yes. John from Jersey.
Hey, John.
I assume that's New Jersey.
Could be Jersey. Maybe it's in the UK.
Maybe it's just a Jersey. With all this news about the Steam devices this week, I got to thinking, would it be possible for Microsoft to buy Valve?
Whoa.
I feel like this would give Microsoft much of what it needs. It would gain access to hot hardware in handhelds with the option to offer Windows and Steam OS options, control of the biggest PC game portal, and a seemingly fantastically profitable gem in their crown. What would you think Gabe's price would be for such an acquisition based on other market acquisitions of late?
Why do you think he would need the money, honestly?
Well, he definitely doesn't need the money, but
I mean, like we're playing along with the game, right? We're not just saying they're never going to sell.
Yeah, because that is my answer, by the way.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely part of the calculation.
I would almost be more inclined to say Valve would buy Xbox Game Studios.
Well, that's not going to happen. I don't think they have that much capital to work with. But
I just think Valve would have zero interest in being acquired.
Like anything is possible, but I also agree. I don't see it happening. I mean, nobody seems to know exactly what the ownership structure of Valve is. I don't think it's just Gabe. But like all the owners would have to agree to the sale for one thing.
But they have no threat. I mean, in the marketplace share of for Steam.
No, there's definitely like the only incentive is an enormous, and I mean enormous pile of cash.
Yeah, or like the owners, like you said, are just like, we're out, we're clocking out, like we're done. But as long as Microsoft, Xbox games would sacrifice so much to have that market penetration on the PC to be the storefront. Like,
anyone would.
They would give up 90% of their other business model, I think, to just have that marketplace on the PC, that penetration. I don't think the Microsoft Store does what they want it to do, unless you've already bought something on a console and you're like, oh, I can download it from here.
I mean, it's not the main factor here, but let's not forget that Gabe Newell came from Microsoft. He literally left Microsoft to found Valve.
Right. Yes, I forgot about that. Right.
And I don't want to go too far down this road, but in my memory has displayed some amount of animus toward Microsoft over the years,
right.
and toward Windows.
Can't imagine why.
And I'll just add this because it's fun. Gabe Newell and Valve, probably the only real threat to getting the normies off of a Windows machine onto Linux to play video games.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, A, I'm not going to quite call it a Linux exodus yet. But there's definitely a lot of Linux curious people out there. But B, I don't think that would not even be happening without Valve.
That's what I mean. It's like for your normal game playing person who's like, I don't really care. I'm platform agnostic. I just want to play where the games are. I think a Steam machine and the like are probably the only thing that is pushing people to go onto Linux. Not that Windows is in a weird place, or personally, I think it's in a cruddy place. I think they're the only thing that it could challenge Windows dominance in the game playing arena.
Well, and they have spearheaded all of the work that have made games work the way they do on Windows on Linux. They're not the only ones behind it, but without them, it would not be anywhere near where it's at right now.
But also, dog.
Yeah,
I have been thinking about going to Linux.
Hell yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Mr. Guy who doesn't want to think about shit.
You don't have to just go in there and get your desktop version going. You'll be happy.
I just know Windows 10 is not going to last me forever. I'm going to have to make a choice at some point.
You're going to have to make a choice.
And everything I read about Windows 11 is just kind of sending me screaming in the other direction.
Yeah, I go back and forth. I mean, there's definitely some bullshit in there, and the stuff they're talking about shoving AI agents into the taskbar is pretty stomach turning.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody told me once that AI is agentic, and that word
not
is
yet.
forever,
that's where they think they want it to be, but
forever stuck in my head.
Fewer times we use that word, the better.
Yeah, get that agent out of my life, man.
I mean, I guess the point I'm trying to make is Windows 11 can be roughly about as shitty as Windows 10 was if you just kind of avoid, or I guess I would say in its current form, it's fairly easy to not run into AI bullshit.
Right. That will
unless
change.
Other bullshit.
Unless I open Edge and click the Copilot button, you don't really see any of that stuff. Now, again, from what they've been talking about the last week or two, that may be changing and that may get a lot more aggressive, but it is possible to use Windows 11 in a fairly acceptable way.
Look, the thing is, there's other stuff in Windows 11 that I think is super obnoxious, and it's not just functionality stuff where I think the search is terrible in Windows 11 and kind of has been since I moved over to Windows 11. I don't need ads for Xbox games on my login screen.
Yeah, yes, that's fucking hijacking. That happened to me again this week. Hijacking the login process to hit you, and I'm frequently in this room at 6 or 7 in the morning, bleary-eyed in front of the computer, to hit you with a full fucking screen, white splash screen for Office 365 after you have logged into your computer, and I have to click through.
Yeah, remind me in 3 days.
I have to click through some upsell flow before I can get to my desktop and
Or even just on the login screen, it's like, hey, have you thought about getting a Avowed Pro or getting this other upsell?
Yes,
it's
that stuff sucks ass.
Anyway, this is I think Valve is in a position where I'm usually not a person to be extremely not going to happen, but this just seems like one of those ones where, like I said, almost Gabe would buy out Xbox games before I could see Valve in its current form being absorbed by Microsoft and Xbox.
Yeah.
Neither
will happen. Neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did some digging around, and the most recent numbers I could find were 5-6 months old, and this was pieced together from court filings and revenue reports. It's not bulletproof, but also this is extremely easy to believe. It seems like Valve by employee is one of the most profitable companies on the planet. And we're talking about revenue per head, revenue per employee.
How much they're spending?
Or just how much they're bringing in. How much the company brings in for how many people they employ is higher than Apple, higher than Google, higher than like all the big tech companies. Like it's just insane how much money they bring in for how few people work there. So like from that perspective, why would you sell?
They're look, I'm not trying to cheerlead for Steam or for Valve at all, but they are dominant in the PC marketplace. Like the amount of money they take off the top of every sale on their platform for, I don't know their market share, but it's got to be in the 90% range, right? Probably on a PC. There's the Epic Game Store, there's Itch, there's a bunch of other smaller people, but even combined, I'm sure Valve is still owning 80-90% of that market share, and they're taking a skim off of every one of those purchases that happens in their store. It's incredible.
If you imagine the modern, especially American economy as mostly a whole lot of people at the same time trying to figure out how to get the most passive income imaginable, they're at the top of the leaderboard. They have won that game. Like they have the passive income cheat code.
Like they got, I think, what Apple wanted with its Apple Store.
Yeah.
By not owning the platform, right? Like Microsoft would love to install its own thing that just pops up and says you can only buy games in Windows from the Microsoft Game Store.
Right.
But they cannot. So I don't know. Fun question, but
This is a total aside. Do we have any idea how the Epic Store is doing these days?
I don't know. I assume
outside of Fortnite, which I'm sure does very well for them.
Yeah, they tons of games. They still do, game promotions on there.
It feels like they have dialed it back. Like they are not.
I don't see a lot of features on there.
Yeah, they aren't doing the big splashy exclusives maybe the same way they used to. It kind of seems like they've eased back at least.
I'm trying to think, what was the last game they published? Like
Firebreak?
Alan Wake 2 is the last thing I can think of, but maybe there's been something since then. I can't remember.
Fortnite.
I'll say again, I'm not saying that it's doing bad or anything like that. It's more just like I feel like they made a lot of noise and then they kind of stopped making that noise.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going. I think they still give away the free games last I checked. I haven't looked in a little while. I think they've still got all their rev share stuff in place, the 12% that they were doing. And I think you get a further break if you're using like Epic Online Services and UE5 and stuff like that. I mean, it's still there. I don't know. I don't actually know.
They're just quieter about it now.
Well, Tim Sweeney's still out there.
No, he's talking about other shit now. None of it good.
And anyway, I just don't see, like I said, the way that Steam and Valve work currently and how much money they bring in. Like, unless, like, the only thing I can think of is, like, literally, unless Gabe wants to add another comma to his net worth overnight. Like, that's it. That's the only reason I can think of. And, like, the man already owns a yacht company.
He lives on the boat.
Like, he doesn't just own a yacht. He owns a company that makes yachts. Like, I don't know what else he needs.
But like you said, do you think he would even have some kind of personal, like, or moral?
I think he despises Microsoft, and I don't think he would want that to happen.
I don't know. I don't know if he'd that was my former perception, like years ago, was I'd assumed that he had some level of pique toward them. But then I was reading his Wikipedia page before this podcast because of this email, and like, there are comments out there about him talking about like what a great place it was to be a programmer at Microsoft in the 80s and stuff like that. So I don't actually know.
Oh, sorry. I may have phrased myself badly here. I think he despises Windows.
Oh, well, yeah, the business arrangement and the competitive aspect. Yes, I fully agree.
I think he would find the idea of intermingling his products with theirs distasteful.
I don't see it. I don't see it. But also 20 years from now, who knows? Like, or 10 years or whatever. Like, we don't know. We don't know how many people own that company, and they will not be around forever. So,
yeah,
this will be tested in one form or another eventually.
Honestly, I think the bigger question is what happens to Xbox games in 20 years or 2 years. Steam did go down, I think, during that Cloudflare or login problems I was having with Steam during that Cloudflare outage yesterday. So who knows? Maybe they're more rickety than we think.
It's really easy to think that library is bulletproof right now, but again, like, who knows?
Oh my gosh, could you imagine Microsoft having all your entitlements to all those games, managing all those games? No, it's too weird. It like bends my mind a little bit. To be like, Microsoft suddenly becomes the arbiter of all of my entitlements for every Sony thing I ever bought on there. And anything? No. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Let's stop
Move
going
on.
down this road.
Nope.
I don't want to live here anymore.
Do you got a palate cleanser of an email to
give me something stupid?
Yeah. Oh man, that just hurt my head.
All right, Joe from Nottingham. It's November, and that means I need to send my annual "Will this game release next year or not?" email.
Oh,
Okay.
Good.
This year's
is what I'm
list.
talking about. Okay.
All right.
Beyond Good and Evil. Absolutely not.
Hey, maybe that's why Ubisoft had to hold the returns.
Not
They're
a
like,
fucking chance.
Okay.
Doke V.
I don't know what that is.
I still don't know how to describe it. It's Korean developed. It's kind of like an open world game.
Oh, that game.
It looks really nice. I don't know how else to describe it.
I don't know enough to say where
Yeah.
that game is at, so I'm just going to say coin flip.
I also don't know. It does feel like it's been a little bit since they revealed that game, but I don't have any reason to believe it's not still coming.
Okay.
I guess that's the best I've got for you on that one. Fable, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that one will hit.
Forza Horizon 6, even more absolutely.
Okay, I do want to put one small asterisk on anything Microsoft related. Who the fuck knows what will happen month to month with that company?
Yeah, I guess
something
there's that.
crazy could happen. But
I feel like that pipeline is so efficient at this point, though. Like that game will get done one way or another.
That's what I'm saying. If Microsoft is still publishing their big games next year, which I think they will be, those games will come out.
Yeah.
I feel like the more fun question there is like, what launches day and date on a PS5, right? Does Fable launch day and date on a PS5?
I
I
don't
say
know.
probably not,
Probably not. Okay. Yeah. It could.
but I bet it's a real small window.
What else is on that list?
GTA 6.
Yeah.
You have to ask, don't you, right?
I'm gonna say
sure.
like 50-50.
I
still
think it will.
This is 2026. Will this launch?
Yeah, but they already pushed it to November next year, so it's pretty close to not being in next year already.
I think if it doesn't ship next year, they have a much bigger problem than anyone realizes.
or at least Take-Two does for sure.
I mean, I don't know what Take-Two's fiscal year is, but if it's like it ends in March, then you could see it maybe slipping to March 27 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Did I just say 27 like it's a real year?
27. Just say it like that.
Marvel 1943, that
Already got bumped.
does not have a new date, so I'm going to say, I don't know.
I'm saying probably not.
You think no?
It
Okay.
could go either way.
Okay. I think if it doesn't, then I think that game might get canceled.
The fact that they did not put a new date on it is maybe a
worrisome.
little. That Nintendo MMO thing that leaked.
Oh,
I don't know what to think of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That could
Not
still
next
be,
year.
Wait, that didn't leak though. That was a playtest. They ran a playtest of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still have some concerns about that hitting next year.
I don't even know if it's a game. Like, there's really no way to say what their intentions are with that. OD. Probably. I don't know.
I mean, Death Stranding 2 didn't really get bumped around much.
No, if anything, he talked about they moved it up because of GTA 6.
Yeah, which he
Like
was not happy about.
Like he literally said, like, we could have used that extra time if we had known they were going to delay. Does OD even have any kind of release time frame though? I don't think it does.
No, but
I
he
guess
did
that
say
it doesn't have to for the sake of this email.
And the thing is, like, they were quiet about that game for a long time because he was making Death Stranding 2, and now that's done, and so he's working on his other projects, and I think we're about to get the point where he's going to start talking about OD a lot more soon.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know, is that a full-on 2-game studio at this point? It must be.
Yeah.
So,
But maybe they shift resources around, like priority.
So it's possible if it's been in pretty heavy production for some time already. Maybe. I'm going to say maybe.
Anything else on that list?
Pragmata. That's definitely, I played that. That's coming out for sure.
Which one is that?
That's the Capcom.
That
is one of the most like PS2, PS3 coded video games I have seen in a very long time.
Oh, yeah. This should have
It's
been
that-
released alongside Piano 3 and Beautiful Joe.
Yes, it is very much in that wheelhouse. I mean, it's the one where you play a puzzle every time you like fight an enemy to make them vulnerable.
Is it the one with the Big Daddy?
Yes, and also there's a little girl who is
Yeah.
Mega Man, maybe.
There's a little android girl
Yeah.
riding your
Yeah.
shoulder.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that game might rule
Okay.
from what I've seen of it.
All right.
We'll see.
You feel confident it's hitting next year, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Also, Capcom hasn't really traditionally been bumping stuff around recently either.
No.
And they got Resident Evil next year too, right?
Yeah.
Next year.
That is not on this list. Star Citizen.
Oh, fuck off.
No. Okay.
Skip. Wolverine. I think that's happening.
I think so. Yeah. Something weird would have to happen, I think, to knock it loose. I'm not saying that can't happen, but my feeling is strong that it will happen.
Yeah. I agree. That's it.
Okay.
Can I ask you guys about some games? You can fill me in about
Absolutely not.
if these things are even in development anymore?
Yeah, sure.
Because I have forgotten. Is Fair Games still in development?
Yes, technically.
It is. Okay.
Although there was the reporting that it had not tested super well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they may have done some retooling, but they are still developing it.
Is Wonder Woman still in development?
No.
Okay.
No, that's
that was
Monolith's
Monolith?
gone.
Okay, right. Okay. Star Wars Eclipse still in development?
Mm-hmm.
That is. Okay. The remake is not, right? The Old Republic thing got canceled.
No, that's still going.
That's still going too?
It got passed around a bunch.
Yeah, that's at Saber now, isn't it?
I think.
I believe is where that ended up.
Oh,
but they've also given no time frame about when that might come along.
Okami sequel is still that. I mean, that just got announced.
I think that'll happen.
Still kicking around. I'm looking through here for stuff that I'm not even sure is gonna make it into development. State of Decay 3 is still trucking along somewhere,
as far as we know.
I'm wondering if that will be at the Game Awards.
Oh,
if that game doesn't come out, I'm going to be very fucking angry.
Okay. Blade is still in development?
Yes.
That's Arcane?
Yep.
Okay. Intergalactic will probably be at the Game Awards, right?
Did I not say Intergalactic? That was on that email list.
Yeah, I think that'll come out next year. Well, that has no date, right? So
I don't think they've put a date on that.
Yeah.
I mean, their last fully original new thing was Last of Us Part 2, which has been a while at this point. So I don't know how long they've been in full production on this game. I know they have not put a date on that game as far as I know. Maybe.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
Maybe.
I bet you could show a lot more of that game and they could take their time and not rush it.
Yeah, I'm going to say maybe, but it could be the year after. Of course,
Witcher 4?
Then you start running into questions about PS6 at that point, but yes.
Oh, totally. Right, yes. Witcher 4, not 2026?
Maybe not.
I would say probably not. I think I'd say no.
I'd say no.
I'd say no. All right. That's I've got a bunch of other stuff on here that I'm not even sure. Remember that game Ill? That really gross looking one? Remember Rise of the Deceiver, the Wu-Tang game?
Yeah, no, that'll happen, I think.
Yeah.
Remember Turok Origins?
No.
It's another Saber joint.
Okay.
Remember Clockwork Revolution? In Exile game?
Yeah, that'll happen. That's coming.
Yeah.
For sure. I bet that's out next year.
You think that's next year?
Probably.
Judas?
Eventually.
You think that? Okay.
I really
this is the hardest one.
I really want to know what that game is. He talks so much game about narrative Legos that I now need to see what the fuck he's talking about and whether there's any substance to it.
All right, my final one here to add on to this email. Great email, by the way. Final one as we end Nier 2025. Marathon.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that will come out.
Full or more tests?
I will 1.0
Yeah,
release
1.0 2026?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. That's a tough one. I feel like the market is just shifting underneath the development of that game's feet in ways that I would not be surprised if they are adding different things to Marathon, like different modes to that game.
Yeah, I don't know. Of course, I also wonder if probably not. Like maybe the runaway success of Arc Raiders gets people more interested in more extraction.
But it's a kind of a different game.
Not. It's a very different game.
Yeah. Brad, I'm sorry. These are ones that I forgot. Is Battle Aces still a game?
Long gone.
No,
super shut down.
Okay. I got to go on the IGDB and update some stuff.
The graveyard is full, my friend.
I know. All right. Thanks for the emails.
Yeah.
Plenty of video games still yet to come. Mina the Hollower 2026. Does that have a new date?
They pushed it, but I don't remember when they pushed it to.
Because it's TBD on my list here. I don't know. If
it did not sound like it was far off. Like they definitely delayed it, but it really just sounded. Didn't they put out a demo of that?
Yeah, I played it.
Right. Yeah, it was very much like the messaging was very much like we need a little more polished time, I think.
Plenty o games. Transformers Reactivate.
Man, this ill game looks ill.
Yeah, do you remember this one?
I don't remember where this got announced. I had completely forgotten about this. This looks gnarly.
It's like
the nasty looking monsters in there.
Yeah.
This is like the spiritual successor to Soldier of Fortune in blowing off limbs and heads.
It's got a real gross vibe. I think that's the one with the giant baby too that crawls around at the end. Yeah. Maybe we'll see some more stuff during the Game Awards. I get them all confused, but the Game Awards also has a bunch of trailers, right? Like, and announcements. Okay.
I mean, that's nothing against the nominees or anything. That's kind of the reason to watch it, or at least if you're covering games, like that is probably the single most active place for games to get announced at this point.
What about Summer Game Fest?
Probably the highest. It's a trade. I don't know. Game Awards might be bigger at this point in terms of viewership, and I don't know. It's hard to say.
All right,
there's very high density of new games getting announced at that thing.
Alex Navarro, question for you before we leave and wrap up the show. Game Awards.
Yeah.
What was the betting site you talked about, Brad?
Polymarket.
Yeah. Is there what do you think the odds are of awkward celebrity appearance from somebody who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about in video
You don't
games?
even put that up for a bet.
But there have been more that know about video games.
When the odds are 100%, that's not a bet.
A lot of celebrities know about video games now, so it's
but he always finds one. He always finds the one that doesn't know somehow.
Was it
because Kojima wishes him to be scanned?
There was a De Niro. There was
Pacino. I don't think there was a De Niro. There was
maybe
a Pacino.
It was Pacino. It was Pacino. Harrison Ford, right? Was that Game Awards or was that Summer Game Fest?
He was. He was there, wasn't he?
They had him at a Game Awards. I forget which one.
Okay.
Pacino definitely still takes it for the most just where the fuck am I? Did not give a shit.
Rolled him down the street out of bed.
I think Samuel L. Jackson was up there once, right?
Yeah, but he's fun.
Oh, I mean, look, I'm not knocking the actor. I just mean in terms of like giving a shit about being at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
You could definitely sell it and have a good time without just being like, when do I turn around to go?
Why am I here?
Go
we
home?
Doing? The Nick Cage one was at least fun. Like, if you want guys who don't understand video games but are at least interested, that was a good one.
Like, he's still game to do something fun, at least.
Was Keanu on a stage at the Game Awards?
Or was that E3?
Okay. So you think 100% we get a what am I doing here celebrity?
Yeah, somehow they'll get Brian Cox on stage and he'll just spend 10 minutes yelling about how method acting is bullshit. And then he's like, anyway, here's best debut indie, I guess. I don't know.
Or here's a new trailer for Clockwork Revolution.
Here's Steven Spielberg announcing Boom Blocks 2.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our show. Thanks again for the emails. podcast@nextlander.com. We've got a bunch of stuff going on as well as we continue to chew through the newest, hottest, greatest video games coming at you. On Monday, Will Smith joined us for some Power Washing 2, in which we were able to join together to power wash. Those games continue when they work to be a treat in terms of just chilling and talking. So if you were missing a podcast in your life, come join us. Come watch our Power Washing 2.
I get it.
Yeah. Well, we talked a lot about
relaxing
tech. Yeah. It's a good chill game. Abby joined me on Tuesday for some Silent Hill effing around. So you can check out and see where we're at with that.
That's a much better title than any of the streams we have done so far with that game.
You can continue to see how our interpersonal relationships suck in that game. And boy, there are some character motivations in that game that are rough. And then on Friday, like we said, Alex is going to attempt to be drumming for 12 hours for Extra Life, beginning at noon Eastern. So you can check that out on our Twitch channel.
Join us. Give me strength. I will need it.
Give strength to Alex and give money to Extra Life. That's the
that's
the
where I derive
there.
my strength from, is the
great.
donations, the power of commerce and monetary transaction.
The power of giving compels him.
Yes.
Also, we have the Watchcast continuing for November and nearing its conclusion in the Turkey Action Month. Alex, what has gone up this week?
The One, featuring Jet Li, Delroy Lindo, and Jason Statham's tragic American accent.
Jason Statham, as you have never, and hopefully will never again see him before.
They learned their lesson after that one.
We can hear us. You can hear us talk about what might be the most early 2000s movie we have ever watched on the Watchcast with Jet Li's The One.
Speaking of Xbox anniversaries, this is Xbox the movie, but that actually isn't just a video game movie.
If you wanted to put a movie in a hoodie and jacket over it and shave its head, this would be the movie. Also, we'll be ending the Turkey Month with Action Jackson.
I think this will be a crowd pleaser.
Okay. All right. I haven't watched it yet.
As not good movies go, it's kind of great. So we'll see.
I'll be watching that tonight. You can catch that next week. You can look for that over at patreon.com/Nextlander. We're also going to be recording this week with, I think, Baclar and Abby Russell are our guests on Never Been a Better Podcast. That'll be recording on Thursday. That'll go up next week. We will be off Thursday and Friday, but we should be around Monday for a stream, and then Tuesday for a stream, and then Wednesday to record a podcast. So you can catch that stuff on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. We'll also be having a patrons Q&A on this week. If you're catching this around the time this goes up for freebies, that'll be on Thursday. You can go to the Discord, drop your Q&As in there. We will be doing our programming note. We'll be doing our Patrons Choice stream for November in the first week of December. So we'll have the poll up for patrons for December. So make sure that you can get in there and vote if you're in that tier. But then we'll actually be doing that when we return in December. So look for that. A lot of this stuff I'm talking about here. You might be like, well, how do I participate? How do I get in on this? Never Been a Better Podcast. Boy, that sounds like, like the Beastcast crew gets back together and they talk about fun things. And so let me tell you, boy, howdy do we. You can catch that over on the Patreon. Wow, Patreon Q&A. You mean you'll answer? Yeah, on the Patreon. That's where that happens. Planorama.
Then you have two other people here. We can do the feed voices for you if you need it. You don't have to do the whole conversation yourself.
Oh, you sure? Okay.
Watchcast.
Oh, wow. Where to Watchcast? Where do I catch the Watchcast early?
Okay, we're not doing this right. Never mind. Let's just move on. There's something we're not getting over here. It's fine.
A Watchcast, then you say...
Yes, Vinny, the Watchcast over at patreon.com/Nextlander, where you can hear us talk about turkeys all month long.
Wow, those movie turkeys, they're the best. A video Ramblecast?
It'll never work.
No. Oh, wait, yes. I put that together every week.
Where can I find that?
Patreon.com/Nextlander.
Okay, see, now we're getting a little somewhere. All of these things and more over at patreon.com/Nextlander, where you can join up. You can find a tier that works for you. Hey, do you have some family stuff coming up that you're be like, man, I wish I could stick some headphones in my ears and disappear for hours and hours and hours at a time? Sorry, I'm too busy listening to the Nextlander crew. No time to talk politics with you, Uncle Stan. Well, boy, treat yourself to a patreon.com/Nextlander Thanksgiving bonus and get in there. There are a bunch of tiers, but there's only one tier there that gets their name read on this here show, and it's the Mysterious Benefactors tier. Alex Navarro.
Yeah.
Would you do us the honor of reading this week's Mysterious Benefactors, please?
I shall. Our Mysterious Benefactors for this week are Sending Good Vibes on the Internet, RRE, Alpha Rhythm, Infelicitous Rips, David L., Kelly F., Brian Lucier, Skywarp, Jason Grimm, John Hubbard, NXL Retirement Fund, Evan Cook, Jerry Lee, Pumpkin Spice Deirdre, Robert Fisher, Bunny Crimes, Jad Rita, Statics, Brian Murphy, Randy Duax, Randy Alderson, Andrew Tiepkin, Alex Wu, It's Me JP, Edward Chick, Andrew Slosky, Steve Lynn, Matthew Herrig, David Campos, and Tyler Treese.
Thanks to all our mysterious benefactors, and thanks to everyone who has supported us. Again, over at patreon.com/Nextlander. Look, over under video games coming out, easy odds. We can nail that. Been doing that forever. Over under Nextlander website 2026.
Not happening.
50-50.
Do we have, has anybody done the odds on your weird betting site for that one?
Oh, no, dude. I am not
MyWeirdBettingSite.com, by the way, is my weird betting site.
I am not about to go to Polymarket and type our names into that search. No fucking way.
I don't want to be on their radar whatsoever.
Oh, man. 2026, world of possibilities, and you can help make it happen by going to patreon.com/Nextlander. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank everybody for listening, checking out our stuff. Like I said, when it comes to the Extra Life thing, the archive for that might be a little tricky. So we'll see what happens there. We'll try and figure something out to make sure that is up in some form or fashion at some point. But the best case scenario is to come watch it live and participate again Friday, noon Eastern time. So check that out. With that being said, that's going to do it for this show. Thank you very much, Alex Navarro.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brad Shoemaker.
Thank you.
We'll be back next week, at least the first half of it. And if you're away, safe travels out there. That's traveling. Good luck. Put your headphones in and listen to some Nextlander. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back soon. See ya.